The focus here will be on what's happening at Ibrox. It's Rangers against Motherwell. For live commentary with John Rankin, Peter Lovenkrantz and Al Lamont.
Thanks very much, Richard. Welcome to Ibrox for another crucial match at the top of the Premiership as Rangers hope to finish the day at the summit. A sea of red, white and blue around Ibrox. Massive flags hung all around us and a highly impressive tifo away to our right. In the Copeland Road, just been unravelled just now, saying keep believing, with a huge image of former Rangers defender Marvin Andrews. And as Peter touched on just a few minutes ago, it definitely feels like there's been a shift in mood and atmosphere at Ibrox, even in the last couple of weeks to today, because it is a hugely almost expectation, and Rangers do have their fate in their own hands. They know that if they can get the 5 wins, they will be champions, but that will be easier said than done for sure up against their closest rivals. First of all, Motherwell today, who will be in no mood to make things easy for Rangers, and Motherwell just lining up in claret and amber on the centre circle just now, and Rangers will make their way there as well, because we are going to have a minute's silence prior to kick-off here for the former Rangers player Quinton Young, who passed away during the week, and that will be recognised here in front of a packed Ibrox. Small Motherwell support over on the far side, in the far corner, but otherwise it's Rangers fans who have gathered to watch this afternoon's game, and as I say, they will acknowledge and remember the life and career of their former player Quinton Young, who sadly passed away just in the last couple of weeks. It's a minute's applause. It's a raucous atmosphere inside Ibrox as the life of Quinton Young is remembered, and now down to business as Motherwell prepare to get us underway. They'll go from left to right in this first half if we look at it from the gantry in the main stand. Rangers in their traditional blue tops, white shorts and black and red socks. Motherwell, as I mentioned, in their traditional claret and amber outfits. And we are off and running as Callum Slattery rolls it all the way back to Callum Ward, the goalkeeper. He fires out to the right hand side. Mazwanisi can't keep it in play. Incredibly, Motherwell have 5 players in their starting 11 who are listed in the PFA Team of the Year. It's quite incredible recognition of the work that Jens Bertolascu and his players have done this season. Ward, McGinn, Watt, Just and Mazwanisi as Rangers come forward for the first time, and Chermiti blocked by Welsh, gets another break of the ball, tries to roll it into Asgar here at the edge of the box. Asgar, as he fouled, there he is, just about 22 yards from goal. This is an early opportunity for Rangers from the free kick, just very slightly right of centre. Peter, a good position here.
It's a fantastic opportunity now for Rangers to start the game, but put them under pressure. Motherwell here, but yeah, but the build up, it's an easy ball in behind. Chimie comes short on the right hand side, and then he spins around, and then Paul McGinn leaves him for dead and goes in behind, but Welsh has to come across and gets a good block on it, to be fair, but the ball falls to him and he can play it across to Asgard, who then falls down, and it's a free kick. You know, you can't say anything about it. He goes into the back of him, and in a dangerous position, Asgard goes down, and is in a dangerous position for Rangers right now to get potentially a good opportunity.
Taylor Asgard is positioning the ball just now. Jaden Magoma also on standby here, but you would imagine it's going to be Asgard. He's certainly shown he can hit a dead ball already. The Motherwell wall just a yard inside his half, but it's too high from Asgard. Just a minute and a half in, and he fails to hit the target. Disappointing in the end for Rangers, that one, John, the finish.
Yes, Al, I'm actually more intrigued looking at Motherwell. It looks as if they're 4-2-2-2. And straight away it looks as if Callum Slattery's going to play as a false nine with Elijah Just. Mashwanisi's going to come and play off the right hand side, and Longello's going to go off the left. It's going to be an interesting afternoon.
Sure is. Here's Majowski flicking it on. Chermiti trying to get a touch on it. Welsh just gets it ahead of him, nods it down for McGinn. McGinn under pressure, turns away from Chermiti and knocks it back to his goalkeeper, who slips it out to the left hand side to O'Donnell. Cool play that from the Motherwell captain, under real pressure there, but he trusted himself and got the ball back to his goalkeeper as it's picked up in a deep area by Faringer into Elliot Watts and out to the left hand side, and early ball on from O'Donnell. Back goes Giga up against Longello there, turns away from him nicely, and he rolls it back to his goalkeeper Jack Butland into his 6-yard box, left footed, tries to fire it out to this near side, but straight out of play under a bit of pressure there, and it'll be a Motherwell throw in about 10 yards or so inside the Rangers half, to be taken by Tom Sparrow. Playing it right back today with Stephen O'Donnell on the other flank for Motherwell in the full back area. Another Motherwell throw in here, just a little bit further up the park, midway inside the Rangers half now, again to be taken by Sparrow. 0-0 in the opening exchanges. We'll keep you up to date with any goals from Tannadice in this second half as it's run out of play here by Slattery under pressure from Giga, and Rangers get the throw in to be taken by Magoma. Back to Fernandez, he plays it into his goalkeeper Jack Butland. 3.5 on the clock, no goals as yet as Nasser Giga has it, the angle of the box into Chukwani. Chukwani just clips it out to Magoma on the left hand side, still midway inside his own half. Fernandez at the edge of the box as Motherwell try and press Rangers high, slides it forward to Chermiti. He's closed down as he tried to pass to Gassama. Raskin almost onto the loose ball, but good play there by Faringer. Ward picks up and into Elliot Watt here, moves away, but good challenge, almost a good challenge by Majowski. It's been brought back, and I think not for that particular challenge, but for an earlier one. Kevin Clancy's pointing to a slightly different bit of the park there, and Motherwell get the free kick.
It's definitely a foul, but I think it is Majowski that makes the foul, but it's a tug rather than a sliding challenge. That's why he brings it back. But it's really good play from Rangers. They drag them out, and we're speaking about that man Raskin before the game. He makes a good channel run, but they are going to commit bodies forward. You can see that there's quite a lot of space out there.
Yeah, I'm more panicking about seeing when the goalkeeper's building how far away from his goal he is. See if he lose the ball there that high up. It's a complete open goal. It gives me a bit of panic sitting watching it.
O'Donnell into the middle of the park, and now Slattery just rolls it back into the centre circle to him again, who plays it square to Stephen Welsh, who got that late equaliser the last time the sides met at Fir Park. The on-loan Celtic defender doing his parent club a favour. He'll be looking to do something similar for them, and indeed for Motherwell this afternoon, as Ward flights out to the left hand side, but he's got too much on it. He definitely plays very high up the park. He saw Nicky Hogarth, the Falkirk keeper, being caught out of position as Falkirk gave the ball away in a dangerous area, as Daiza Maida was doing the pressing yesterday, and that contributed to the opening goal. And they were also caught out for the second goal as Celtic got their job done yesterday afternoon to move level with Hearts at the top of the table and a point above Rangers at the start of play today, as Giga has at the edge of the box. Plays it square to Fernandez. Fernandez now left-footed forward for Chermiti. Chermiti with a nice touch inside, then rolls it looking for Majowski. Doesn't quite match it with the pass, and then he pulls back Welsh to compound the error there. But the initial first touch, Peter, has you drooling there, I think.
Me and John just looked at each other and go, oh my God, that was fantastic. He just took the ball down when it comes up in kind of knee-high height of his knees, and he just took it behind his left leg away from the defender. It was magnificent, but the pass afterwards, it wasn't that magnificent as the touch was, so he ended up getting the free kick away because he was chasing the ball down. But yeah, what a touch that was.
6 minutes in, no goals, as Motherwell have possession at the edge of their own box, and a good pass from again through a couple of players, and now slid forward by Watt for Mazwanisi. Right hand side, looks to try and play it into the middle, blocked, but it'll come back to Watt, and now Sparrow. And then McGinn gets it back to Elliot Watt once more. Eli Just out to Sparrow, right hand side, challenged there by Chukwani, and out for a Motherwell throw-in.
I have to say that the way the Motherwell picked open Rangers right there, it was wide open through the middle. I think it was actually what was it? Slattery was coming through the middle of Motherwell between Rangers. He was completely on his own in the middle. They didn't pick him up at all. Rangers, they just let him run through because they dragged the other players, dragged the Rangers players out of position, left the gap completely open in the middle of the pitch, but he couldn't find the path through to him. That was a very, very good and dangerous situation for Rangers, but a good situation for Motherwell. They actually picked Rangers apart there with the build-up.
Yeah, they sucked him in, and what it was Giga came over to try and cover for Fernandez. Sterling didn't tuck round, and Slattery was able to go and run in through goals.
Rangers have a throw-in just down below us, left-hand side for Rangers, but it's gone back the way from Magoma to Fernandez, further back to Giga. He'll be pressed here by Slattery. We know he likes to take a chance, and he has taken a chance, and he's just got away with it as he pokes it back to Jack Butland. Slattery almost dispossessing him. The Rangers must know that Motherwell are going to do that to them, and Giga and Fernandez have to be aware as Motherwell come forward here, but it's Slattery's pass has gone all the way behind for a goal kick. But Jens Bertolascu applauds the intent. And Danny Rose, surely he's got to have his central defenders warned that this is going to happen.
Yeah, he's got to have his central defenders warned 100%, but the ball comes forward and Gassama's waiting on it. He's pointing his ear as if he can't hear what's going on round about him. There's 55,000 people in that stadium, you're not going to hear. You have to be aware of what's round about you and try and help your defence out by holding the ball up in the first place.
Butland's clearance isn't a great one, but Chermiti's done well to dispossess Sparrow midway inside his own half. Here he is to Raskin, and now Chukwani turns away there from Farringer. Sliding challenge comes in from Eli Just. That's a free kick to Rangers. Just can't believe that that's been given. Looked like he did take a bit of the ball, but Kevin Clancy wasn't happy with the challenge, and it will be a free kick to Rangers inside their own half.
I actually don't think it's a free kick at all. I think he gets the ball and Chukwani goes down because of the follow through on it, but he gets the ball first, and I think he's frustrated. He's put his head into his jersey now because he's raging about it. And I understand that because it's actually a really good challenge, and it could have set them onto a counter-attack. So I think Rangers got away with one there.
The game's going to be stop-start. You can see that because as soon as the team gives the ball away, they're trying to make a foul to stop the game again, so there's not going to get into any flow. But there's lots of good football in play when they've got in charge of it. As soon as the transition moment happens, it stopped the game quickly.
Fernandez charged down there by Just, but then it's clipped forward. Chermiti heads it on, looking to link here with Gassam on the left-hand side, but Motherwell pick up once more. Mazwanisi, and now Just tries the big switch of play. Dujon Sterling underneath it, heads it forward. Asgar with a little touch away from his man, still has it in the centre of the park, looking for options left. None appear, so he has to go right. It's a good ball out to Sterling. Sterling just outside the penalty area, right hand side, trying to fire it in, comes off a Motherwell player. Rangers have the first corner. 0-0, 9.5 minutes in. Asgar trots across to that right hand side in front of the Motherwell supporters to take this one. We know Rangers have posed a threat from set pieces this season. Jens Bertolascu mentioned that himself in his pre-match news conference during the week as Asgard touches it back the way to Chukwani, back again to Asgard, right hand side, different angle, he's closed down. Rangers make a bit of a mess of the corner kick, but Asgard gets it back before it goes out of play. Right hand side, swings it in. Fernandez challenges, knocked away by the Motherwell back line, and then knocked on by Just out to the left hand side from Mazwanisi. Longbelow trying to get up in support. Challenge made by Asgard. Mazwanisi working away there and gets himself a throw in over on the far side. But Rangers rather wasteful with the corner kick on that occasion, Peter.
Yeah, I don't understand the whole setup with that, because when Asgard goes over there and he uses his right foot, of course, to try and whip it in, but he whips it short, then he gets it back to his left foot, then he has to take a touch to put it over to his right foot and get shut down for the cross, so he can't cross the ball in. It's a weird setup when you're a right footer over there to play it short, because if you want to whip it in again, it's going to take too long of a time to get the ball right.
Here's just inside the Rangers half. He's going to chase his own ball forwards. Sterling gets there ahead of him though and knocks it back to Butland. We played 11 minutes, no goals. Looked like a shove there on Majowski. Referee didn't either spot it or he certainly didn't give it, but Rangers still have possession anyway. It's Gassama plays it forward to Chermiti, challenged by him again. Chermiti still has it left hand side, back to Chukwani. Jens Bertolaski right at the edge of his technical area, waving his players forward to try and make the challenging. As Fernandez gets it back to Chukwani. Now it's Chermiti, slightly heavy touch, does just about enough to keep a hold of it and knocks it back to Fernandez about 10 yards inside his own half. Sun covering most of the pitch here at Ibrox. Another pleasant day on the south side of Glasgow as Sterling picks up right hand side, midway inside the Motherwell half. Low ball in, dealt with by Welsh, and then O'Donnell. Sterling applying the pressure though. O'Donnell has to make the challenge once more. He gets the better of Sterling, almost on his own byline, plays it out to Just, trying to spin away there from Chukwani. Good challenge from him. As Rangers pick up Asgard into the feet of Majowski, looking for Asgard again, and then is there enough of a... Yeah, it's a free kick, it's gone Motherwell's way. I'm not sure it was all that much contact, but the Motherwell defender went down there. I think it was Watt who went down under a bit of pressure there from Asgard, and the assistant referee flags for the free kick. 0-0, 12 minutes in.
That's my pit hate. They want a decision when the defender's running into nowhere and there's a striker. Just don't touch them. He has a slight touch at the back and then he goes down.
Mazwanisi with a nudge there on Ngoma, and that is spotted against Bertolascu. Asked the fourth official, Graham Granger, what's that for? But looked like a pretty obvious little nudge in the back there as Ngoma tried to go for it. Free kick quickly taken, as you're saying, John. It is a little bit stop-start just at the moment at least.
Yeah, they're trying to get a feel for one another and how they're actually playing. I think obviously Motherwell with the 4-2-2-2 have kind of tactically made Rangers a bit of a surprise just now, but they both are, and as soon as they lose possession in the transition, they just make fouls straight away so they can get back and get bodies behind the ball. Motherwell play for the back, they're making good passes through it, and the twice that they've done it, they've actually got through Rangers in the defensive third, and then they've got through them in the attacking third. So Rangers need to make sure they get the press right, and if they can't get the press right, they need to come off it, because if they're going to get played through, it's going to cause them more damage than anything.
Majowski doing well across on the far side against Stephen O'Donnell, and wins Rangers a throw in far up the park, taken by Sterling, gets it back from Asgard, back with Asgard again, he sends it into the box. Raskan rises at the near post, but he couldn't get high enough to angle the ball on target, and it's bounced behind for a Motherwell goal kick, and so the scoreline remains goal. It's still 1-0 at Tannadice into the second half there. Will Ferry's goal sounded like a slightly fortuitous one, but he'll take it no doubt, as Welsh just plays it forward down the left hand side. Challenge made by Chukwani, penalised midway inside the Motherwell half, and the Rangers fans, as you can hear, not happy about that. Motherwell have taken the free kick, and now it's out to the right hand side to Sparrow in a well advanced position. Ngoma comes out to meet him, he just rolls it back the way here to Elliot Watt at the edge of the box. It's Slattery, tries to play the 1-2 there with Mazwanisi, does get it back. Rangers get bodies back though in the way, and Fernandez plays it to Jack Butland here. Danny Rule dancing around in his technical area, looking to get the ball played forward early. In goes Gassama, breaks for Chukwani on the halfway line. Now it's Asgard just inside the Motherwell half. Chukwani gets it back, goes it to Raskan, out to the left hand side to Gassama. Ngoma goes round them, still Gassama here on that left flank. Mazwanisi's back, trying to help his defence. It's Ngoma now on the left hand side up against Sparrow. Can he get the cross in? Takes a little nick, and Ward will claim that at his near post, and it remains goalless as Ward immediately bowls it out to Longolo, who's playing that little bit further up the park in the last couple of games at least. I haven't seen him play that far forward previously when I've watched him, but certainly playing in an advanced position here as Motherwell come forward and then into the Rangers penalty, and the shot comes in and there's a goal, and it's Lucas Barringer who opens the scoring for Motherwell. It seemed to go through Jack Butland as he went down, as he finishes from the angle inside the penalty area, left hand side. Ibrox is stunned, Motherwell in front. It's Rangers 0, Motherwell 1.
It's great play from Motherwell, great play from Motherwell. Suck them in down the left hand side. Longolo comes tight, there's a runner, a third man run down the side, they pass it inside, but Fadinger comes from deep. He's able to step into the 18-yard box. The two centre backs aren't picking up because, as I said in the build up to it, Motherwell aren't playing with a number 9, they're playing with two 10s dropping down, and as he takes his touch, if he's able to take his touch to his right foot, lift his head, take a couple of strides and fire it across the goal line his left, it's a great finish. But from Rangers, they're far too open. We spoke about it 2 minutes ago. When they're coming through, they get played through defensively, they get played through the attacking side as well, and they've just been played through again. But it's really good play from Motherwell.
But they kept dropping, John, didn't they? Rangers just kept dropping back and letting Motherwell find the spaces. So they created the space.
Here they come, looking for a quick response. It's Chermiti, left-hand side of the box, rolls it back to Chukwani. Chukwani tries to find Gassama right on the edge of the box. He goes down, and I think Kevin Clancy, as he pointed to the just outside the box, I'm sure. Yeah, it looks like it'll be a free kick to Rangers, fractionally outside the box. That will be checked to ensure it wasn't inside the penalty area. Gassama just get his foot in front of the Motherwell player there, and he's taken down, and Rangers have a free kick, it looks like, to try and respond and get the equaliser in quick fashion.
I think his foot might be inside the box here.
Yeah,
I think his
don't
foot's
know.
inside
I think he was on touch of the line. If he's on the line, then that's in the box, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is going to be very, very close. But what I don't understand, why is he diving in there? He's got back to goal, and a defender coming out, and he's diving into the back of him to try and nick the ball. Just stand on your feet, face him away from the goal like he is. This can turn everything upside down.
Well, at the moment, Nico Raskan conferring with Kevin Clancy, and VAR have confirmed it is a free kick. It can't be far outside the penalty area at all, as the guys are saying. It looked like it was potentially even that his foot was on the line, but VAR have had a look. It's Grant Irvin on duty there, and that's been checked, but it's a free kick, 18 and no more than a half yard outside. But Asgard's already had a sighter. Majowski's over this as well. Doesn't really favour the left foot of Majowski, you'd have to say. But the wall being lined up just about 9 yards from goal, as Rangers look for a leveller here, having gone behind to Lucas Fadinger just a couple of moments ago. His 4th goal of the season has put Motherwell in front, and there's jubilation over in that far corner among the 1,200 or so visiting fans. Can Rangers get themselves back in level terms? It's taken short to Asgard, deflection wide, and it's a corner. Some of the Rangers fans obviously felt that was heading for the back of the net, but it will just be a corner from this left-hand side, as Majowski just rolled it, backheeled it almost to Asgard to have the shot, but Motherwell get a body in the way to deflect it wide. Asgard will take the corner kick now from the Rangers left. Rangers looking to make it one each in these early stages. Asgard to the near post, not a good corner, headed away by a Motherwell head. And it'll come out to this left-hand side and stay in. Magoma directs it back. Sterling's under a bit of pressure here. I think he almost felt that Butland would come and take that initially. Then he just stumps the ball forward. Chermiti on the chase. He's obviously offside. And eventually the flag goes up as he tries to win it, and it will be a Motherwell free kick over on the far side. 19 and a half played. It's Rangers 0, Motherwell 1.
Yeah, wasteful from Rangers in this situation. 2 dangerous opportunities and didn't get anything from it, not even close. But Jens Berlowski must be so proud of his players right now, the way they're reacting to this and settle into the game. They're causing Rangers big problems. And even there, when the ball get played along, how quickly they squeezed the game up and caused Rangers offside. And you can see Jens Berlowski, he's clapping his players on the pitch because of the job they're doing on the pitch.
Motherwell throw in this near side, just in front of Jens Bertolansky. Sparrow goes down, no foul though. Magoma picks up, Majowski helps it on here to Gassama, tries to step inside Watt, but he knocks it out of play, and it'll be a Rangers throw in midway inside the Motherwell half, left-hand side as Rangers come forward. Magoma throws it back the way to Fernandez. Fernandez about 10 yards inside his own half, but he's gone back to Giga, and that'll allow Motherwell to press up, and Rangers have gone from about 25 yards from the Motherwell goal all the way back to their own penalty, and then Butland launches it long, and it's all the way through to Ward. And that atmosphere that we spoke about pre-match, Peter, is already turned again.
Yeah, I talked about it earlier. If Motherwell can come here and silence the crowd, and they have so far.
Here's Asgard, though, he's picked up in a good position. Chermiti lays it back, and there's a slip by Chukwani right at the edge of the box as it was laid almost into his path. Tried to just change the angle he was running at, and his feet went from under him and the chance had gone. That was certainly an opening there for Rangers as Motherwell recover. It's back with Ward, plays it out short to Faringer, back to Welsh. Rangers want their players to press higher as Giga manages to win it back, and out to Asgard right hand side. Cross comes Watt, just clips Asgard. Did he? No, referee didn't see anything wrong, and Longo picks up, and that'll be slid forward looking for Mazwanisi. Fernandez taking a chance here, but just gets the better of him. Comes forward now, there's Fernandez. Out to the right hand side, he's overkicked the pass. And listen, you can hear the Rangers fans are unhappy with what they're seeing out there, John Rankin.
The atmosphere's completely changed now. The atmosphere's changed. But as I said, the previous... The crowd were bouncing when they came out, and they need Rangers to give them a lift at the beginning. I think it's Asgard's got a free kick, just hit the target with it. It's changed since then. Motherwell have grown into the game. They've caught them with their shape with the 2-2 and the 2, and the Motherwell have prepared to go man for man. But the player with the most touches in the Rangers team right now has probably been Jack Butland, because Rangers keep going back and back and back and giving back and starting with the goalkeeper. And Motherwell are really growing into the game. They're prepared to make passes. Elliot Watt in the middle of the pitch, he's just looks so composed.
Slattery there dispossessed by Raskan. We haven't seen too much of him in the early stages as we approach the midway point in this first half. Rangers trailing by a goal to nil. Lucas Faringer on 16 minutes with the only goal of the game so far, as Watt picks up just inside his own half, plays it out to O'Donnell. Left hand side for Motherwell. He's gone back to Ward at the edge of his box. He plays out to the goal scorer Faringer. Back with McGinn now, just at the edge of the penalty area, out to the right hand side now for Sparrow. Slides it forward. Magoma returns it down that left hand side, flicked on by Chermiti for Majowski. Tries to get something on it. McGinn's done enough though to get it back for Motherwell, who will bring it forward now down the left hand side. Stephen O'Donnell knocks it forward to Just coming in off that left hand side, gets it back from Longolo. Motherwell just slowing it down right now. Back the way it goes to Stephen Welsh, midway inside his own half, plays it square to McGinn. McGinn closed down by Chermiti, but manages to keep possession. The Motherwell skipper, veteran defender, and then Welsh plays it short to Elliot Watt. Just taking his sting out of the game, and then he's going to try and fire it out to this right hand side looking for Sparrow. Magoma gets to it first. Gassama flicks it on, but straight to a Motherwell player in the shape of Lucas Faringer. Now just Danny Rule at the edge of his technical area again, gesticulating and shouting at his players. He wants more from them. I did suggest to him they can't afford to start as they did against Falkirk, and he wanted to concentrate on the positives rather than that, but they haven't started particularly well here again this afternoon. As Sparrow picks up and moves in field, plays it back to Welsh just inside his own half, comes over the halfway line and then plays it short into Faringer. Now just Motherwell finding a lot of room as Mazwanisi at the edge of the box tries to roll it through, but Fernandez is in the way and he knocks it forward to Raskan. Rangers need to get bodies forward here. Raskan looking for Majowski. Welsh has done just enough to get that clear. Good recovery there from Stephen Welsh as the Rangers fans try to rouse their team here. Slattery knocks it back to Faringer out to the right hand side. 24.5 played. Motherwell leading by a goal to nil. Knocking a ball about here on the halfway line, and then back to McGinn. They've won on 2 of the last 4 visits actually to Ibrox, which is as many as in their previous 45 visits here. And they picked up good possession here in the advanced area. Sparrow right hand side. Can he pick out a teammate in the middle? It's Longolo. It's in! Wow! What a finish from Longolo. Motherwell cutting Rangers apart, and deservedly 2 goals to the good. Longolo into the top corner again from a narrow angle on the left hand side. Rangers are being ripped asunder here at Ibrox. It's Rangers nil, Motherwell 2.
That is unbelievable, Al. Unbelievable. And by the way, I don't mean I'm shocked, I mean unbelievable in regards to the play and the positivity from Motherwell. They've passed through. Rangers play a long ball, a long ball to it's almost like a front four, but their midfield too can't get up and support. So what's that? Elliot Watt's got plenty of time to be able to turn and play and dictate passes, but not only that, because they've got their two wide players so high and wide, the Rangers can't get a press on it. So because they can't get a press on it, it gets fired into Slattery. Slattery opens up, the wide player then runs, Sparrow overlaps, Sliddy Sparrow crosses it, and it's a great finish at the back post. They've just turned this full stadium upside down, and by the way, by playing unbelievable football.
I have to say, Rangers look lost out there. They don't. Right now, if you look at these two teams and you didn't know what the table was like right now in the Scottish football, you would think it would be Motherwell who would be fighting for the title right now, the way they are playing. They're absolutely dominating Rangers right now in possession, and Rangers are running around chasing their players to try and figure out how to shut them down.
Yeah, I said something similar to that at Falkirk a couple of weeks ago, Peter, and well, in the end, Rangers turned that around, but once again, they trailed by 2-0 in the first half. There's been a goal at Tannadice. Let's hear about it from Tyrone Smith.
Yeah, it's another goal for Dundee United, and it's another goal for Will Ferry. We said he didn't maybe know a whole lot about his first one in the first half. Well, my goodness me, there was no doubting the quality of his second goal. He picked the ball up in the edge of the box, and he drilled a low, powerful shot low into the bottom corner to make it Dundee United 2, Dundee 0.
Thanks, Tyrone. Here's Gassama. Chermiti looking to get back to him, but it's not a good enough ball, and then knocked out a play by McGinn. Referee gives a throw-in. Thought it might have been a shove there on McGinn, but it is a throw-in. Well, Rangers are going to have to do exactly as they did at Falkirk Stadium a couple of weeks ago and come from 2 goals down. You cannot afford to be dropping points at this stage of the season. They've had such a good record of late, 16 unbeaten in the league, won the last 4, unbeaten in 14 at home in the Premiership since that 2-0 defeat to Hearts back in September. It's a long time ago, but Motherwell looking to inflict just their third defeat of the season all told in the top flight as Sterling tries to get back, and Longbelow making up a good few yards on him there. Sterling just gets there in time to knock it out of play over on the far side, but Rangers have been second best all over the park so far this afternoon, and Motherwell, as Peter said, deservedly of their performance with a 2-goal advantage. Longolow's 8th goal of the season has made it 2-0 28 minutes in, and you talk another goal at Tannadice. Actually, let's head back to Tyrone.
Yeah, you can probably tell by the noise in the background that it feels like it's maybe game over here at Tannadice, where it's now Dundee United 3, Dundee 0. It was Will Ferry who's just been involved with everything. He swung the ball in from the left-hand side, and Ryan Strain was at the back post to prod the ball into the net to make it 3-0.
Thanks, Tyrone. Motherwell have got a free kick on the halfway line as Chermiti tried to track back there. He certainly shoved Farringer initially. I'm not sure if that's what the free kick was given for or a subsequent foul, but anyway, Motherwell get the free kick, and the Rangers fans not one bit happy at the way things are going in the opening half hour here. 2-0 they trail as Elliot Watt picks up in the middle of the park and flights one forward for Longbelow to chase. The offside flag goes up though to stop them on this occasion.
You've got Rangers have got Chermiti and Miovski back tackling on Watt and Fadinger, and because that's happening, you've got Raskin and Chukwani dropping on Slattery and the two centre-halves aren't doing anything. So because the two centre-halves aren't picking up for Rangers are becoming deeper and deeper in the game, which is then allowing the two wide players to ping both fullbacks. It's allowing Motherwell to dominate the middle of the pitch, because when the two strikers go to bounce up and pick up the two centre-backs who are stepping in, which is Welsh and McGinn, it's causing all sorts of problems. Nobody knows when to go and press or who to go and press. But what the Rangers have got, they've got the two wide players that are just standing out wide and not getting involved in the game. They need to be more compact than what they are to try and get anything out of this game, because Motherwell are going right through the middle of them right now.
I think, John, what right now is that Motherwell's stretching the game that much when they're in possession with down by the goal near their own box, and they open Rangers up completely.
Here's Raskin at the edge of the box trying to clip it through for Miovski. It's a free kick again, is it? Yeah, I mean, the referee didn't exactly make his intentions clear there, but Miovski seemed to be kind of shoulder bars there, and Kevin Clancy has given another free kick. Rangers have had 3 free kicks virtually like within a couple of yards of each other at the edge of the penalty. This one is the most central, I think, of the 3. It's inside the D, just a couple of yards outside the penalty area. They made nothing of the first 2. They really need to make something of this one.
I bet you if Danny Rowe could, he would stop Tavernier on just to hit these free kicks that's outside the box in these areas. It's prime time him, so they need to start, punishing Motherwell if it is with these opportunities they have now, because they've not been in the game at all. They get good opportunities to get to the box. They need to start putting them under pressure. Also to lift the crowd, because right now they have silenced the crowd, Motherwell. It's so quiet in here except for down with the Union Bears.
Smios is going to hit this one. It's well off target. Again, it was just rolled to him by Asgar, and he's blasted it well over the top. Another Rangers free kick in a good position, you have to say. Comes to nothing, and it remains after 31 minutes. Rangers 0, Motherwell 2.
There's been 3 free kicks within 19 yards of the goal, and they haven't made Elliot Watt make a save.
Or Callum Ward,
sorry, Elliot Watt. that would make a difference.
Eli just spins away from his man and sends it out left-hand side. Longolo now running at Giga here. Longolo into the box, another chance, and that's not far away from Slattery. The boos ring round Ibrox. The offside flag has gone up. In any case, for that one, with Slattery trying to make the connection, but either way, it doesn't take away from the fact that Rangers are being torn apart by Motherwell in the opening half an hour of this game and trailed by 2-0.
But they're getting torn apart from Motherwell's goal kick. Motherwell has a goal kick, and they split it so much open where Watt and Fadding is the edge of the box, and Rangers do not know how to pick their two up. They find the gaps so they can play the ball in behind the two strikers, and then there's completely open in the midfield, and Motherwell just hit Rangers so hard the opposite way, and then Rangers drop and get under pressure. They need to figure a way to stop this goal kick for hurting them.
Do you know who's got the biggest influence in the game so far? And they're not even touching the ball. Longelo and Mastroianni. The two of them are so high and wide and pinning the fullbacks, and because they're pinning Rangers fullbacks, the two centre backs are getting dragged out. There's space everywhere just because they're not getting the ball. They've been right through the middle, but because Longelo and Mastroianni have got so much pace, the two fullbacks have to pick them up, and there's that much space in the middle of the pitch that Motherwell can then go and play round about them. Rangers are coming to press, but they're coming to press too late, so they're able to play through.
Longolo's been booked, which has brought the biggest cheer of the afternoon from the Rangers fans. He just knocked the ball away from Sterling as he was about to take a throw-in, and that's really all the Rangers fans have had to cheer about this afternoon after 33 minutes. They trail by 2-0, and Motherwell bossing the game as Fernandes has it at the back on the halfway line. Tries to move away, but he's just lost possession in a dangerous area. Now he's out of position. Mastroianni tries to bring it forward. Raskin can't cut it out, and Motherwell send it out to the right hand side for Sparrow, who created that second goal for Longolo. And it's back with him again just inside his own half. Plays it square to Welsh. Rangers won the previous meeting here by 1-0. Asgar with the only goal of the game on that occasion. They're also taking the lead in the other two games at Fir Park. Tavernier and Raskin with early goals in those ones, only to be pegged back on both occasions. On this occasion, Rangers, if they're to take anything from the game, are going to have to come from 2 goals down, as Sparrow has it deep in his own territory. This clips it forward. Magoma's on his heels, although Mastroianni's coming back from an offside position. Play allowed to continue. Rangers have possession. It's Chukwani picking up from Raskin, left hand side. Osama has offered very little, but here he is in possession on the left flank, up against Sparrow. Tries to squeeze it through, it comes off Sparrow and behind for a corner. You mentioned also, Peter, in terms of that Falkirk game, Rangers got the goal back before half-time, and it did make all the difference. They've got to hope for something similar here.
And they have to, because they've not been in this game, except for the free kicks outside the box. They have not had put a hand on Motherwell. Motherwell has been dominating in possession, even defensively. They've been good pressing Rangers as well. They need they need a goal before half-time to get into this game.
Asgard to the near post, flicked away. Magoma picks up, tries to lift it back towards goal, but onto the roof of the net, over the top from the full-back. And again, a Rangers set piece ends with no real threat on Callum Ward's goal. 35 minutes in, it's Rangers 0, Motherwell 2, and their title challenge is going to take a dent here unless they can do something about it. Motherwell, on the other hand, looking to ensure that 4th place is their own ahead of Hibs up against Hearts. As Chermiti could be in here, out comes Ward, makes a good challenge there. Now the flag goes up against him. It looked borderline, certainly, as Majowski played him in. The assistant took his time and eventually put his flag up. and Motherwell get the free kick. Callum Ward out quickly to block anyway, as Motherwell again try and play out from the back here. And again slides it forward down the right hand side to Mazwanisi, pokes it forward and inside to Callum Slattery, who's dictating play, and that's a brilliant ball. Stephen O'Donnell finds himself in the number 9 position. Now it's Longolo deflected over the top, and Motherwell will have a corner. Stephen O'Donnell, it's total football from Motherwell. O'Donnell from left back on the edge of the penalty area, just couldn't make the contact, and when Longolo did, it was blocked behind for a Motherwell corner. 2-0 Motherwell.
That could have been 3. That could really have been 3. They're through in goals again. Rangers have changed their press, trying to deal with Motherwell round about their own box, but it's coming from goal kicks. Motherwell's got a goal kick, and that's the most dangerous part, because they're picking through Rangers and they're getting a chance at the opposite end.
But John, it's so strange, because Rangers are now trying to adapt and press Motherwell, but Motherwell just change it again. They just do another movement and then they create that space again with dragging people out the way. You know, Fernandes didn't know if he was going to come or not.
Just corner from the right hand side, headed away by Giga. It's going to come back out to Eli Justo on the right hand side from Motherwell, and he plays it back to Sparrow. Sparrow time to measure the cross, back in it goes, headed away this time by Chermiti. Comes to the edge of the box, the shot comes in, and Butland gathers that one and immediately fires it forward. There's absolutely no chance that Miossi is getting onto that. Callum Ward comes out, and you can hear the howls of dismay from the Rangers fans. Now it's Slattery in possession, right hand side. Chukwani makes the challenge, down goes Slattery, no free kick. It's a throw in, albeit it is the way of Motherwell. Midway inside the Rangers half, right hand side as Motherwell come forward, taken by Sparrow. Magoma gets there before just and knocks it out of play once again. Rangers really haven't got going. It's very so similar actually to the Falkirk game a couple of weeks ago, where the opposition side are dictating play deservedly in front, and as Peter mentioned earlier, if you were a Martian arriving just at Ibrox for the afternoon and you were asked to pick out the team that was going for the title, it wouldn't be the team in blue you chose.
I'm actually comparing both sides in the profiles and stature of both of them. You look at Rangers, they look so powerful, they look so big, they look so tall, they look so athletic. Motherwell look lovely footballers. They're able to pass right through them, play round about them, aware of what's going on, and that's the difference right now. Motherwell are prepared to take the ball in areas where you'd expect players to take it on the half turn with a man that's more powerful than them right up behind them, and they're able to go and play through them.
Chermiti getting the break of the ball not once but twice. He's into the penalty area. Can he make something here? It's Chermiti, and it's blocked. I think it was going wide, but Raskan picks up left hand side, sends it too deep. Asghar will have to go out to the right hand side and collect once more as Rangers try and spring to life at last. Gassam over on that far side. Asghar at the byline, attempted cross, blocked by the backtracking Longolo. The Motherwell fans over on the far side sound their appreciation, this time for the defending being done by their side. They still lead by 2-0 with just about 6 minutes left in the opening 45. Rangers corner.
But that actually comes from something off the cuff. Like Chermiti done this on his own. He gets the ball with the back to go and turn around between 3 or 4 players, battle his way through. That's not a play that's set up for that. That's individual skill that created that opportunity there.
Here's Magoma from the right hand side, left footed in swinger into the penalty, into the 6-yard box, but no challenge, and Callum Ward is able to come off his line and grab that one quite comfortably and then bowl it out to the left hand side to Mazwanisi as Motherwell look to add to their advantage before half time. Strong challenge by Sterling, but Motherwell pick up again, flooding forward in numbers. It's Stephen O'Donnell now, right hand side of the penalty area, dinks it into a decent area, missed, but it will be picked up by Mazwanisi left hand side, and he plays it off Sterling and behind for a Motherwell corner. 39.5 played, Rangers 0, Motherwell 2.
Again, comes from a Rangers set play at one end, cross right hand, comes and collects it. Ward comes and collects it, throws it quickly. There's Motherwell players sprinting to get into the Rangers half. Rangers are just ambling back, and they're 2-0 down with a chance of winning the Premiership. It looks right now, as Peter said, Motherwell look as if they're a team at the top of the table. They're playing unbelievable football, but having great energy amongst it.
They could have done better in that situation, in my opinion. I think O'Donnell's coming in overlap, used the overlap to create a 100% chance instead of a 90% chance.
Corner kick then from the left hand side to be taken by Callum Slattery for Motherwell. Busy 6-yard box. Kevin Clancy's got some sorting out to do before the corner can be taken, but I mean, it's such a stark contrast to the mood around Ibrox, to how it was pre-match. The ground was actually full about 15 minutes before kick-off. There was real anticipation as to what was going to happen today. Well, we didn't expect this, that's for sure. The short corner's taken. Slattery with a different angle, sends it in, away by Giga. Picked up by Sparrow, sends it out to the right-hand side. Knocked in towards the edge of the penalty area. McGinn makes the challenge, breaks out to O'Donnell, right-hand side. Cuts it back to the edge of the box, and now it's Welsh. Teases it in, and Butland dives at it. Again, Motherwell could have scored a third there, but Rangers have managed to thwart them on that occasion. 4 minutes left in this first period. Rangers trailing by 2-0. Music to the ears of the Celtic fans listening, probably those of a Hearts persuasion as well, as they prepare to kick off in about 3/4 of an hour. We'll have that live for you on Sports Sound here as well, as Fernandes has it just inside the Motherwell half. Motherwell, everyone behind the ball right now as he plays it back to Giga, out to the right hand side for Sterling. Sterling back the way again to Giga. Jens Bertolascu urging his players to come forward again as Chukwani goes back to Butland. Moans around Ibrox from the supporters who've gathered here in their tens of thousands, expecting another victory towards a title party. It's not materialised thus far for sure, as Magoma plays it into the middle of the park here for Chukwani. He's got Gassama out to the left hand side here, up against Sparrow, plays it back in, but he can't find Chukwani, and Motherwell pick up once more, and it's just. And Rangers look nervous, they really do, and it's a real test of character this for them, and so far they're not passing it. Gassama's been penalised. It's a Motherwell free kick that looked a little bit dubious, but as I say, Peter, this is what Rangers have really got to stand up and be counted here.
100%. Danny Rowell needs to change something here. Now he's kind of went into a flat 4-4-2 in defence. He's just standing there, but the movement of Motherwell players in possession, the calmness on the ball, like John touched on as well, has been second to none. And Rangers players look lost out there. They look like they don't know who to go and press, who to go and chase, and who to press down. And it is actually. It's beautiful to watch the way Motherwell are playing and the way they set up this game, both defensively and offensively. They created this environment right now in here, how silent it is. They're causing Rangers massive problems, and Rangers need to find a way to change this right now.
Motherwell have it at the back with Donald one round the corner. That's a loose one though. Chukwani picks up about 25 yards from goal, tries to slide it through for Asgard, doesn't find its way. Sterling helps it back into the box. That's headed away by Just, and now Motherwell pick up on the counter attack once more, out to Mazonisi, right hand side. Back goes Magoma, he gets there just ahead of Mazonisi, turns it back to his goalkeeper. Good defending from the young fullback. Butland takes a couple of touches before firing it over the halfway line, and Majowski's not come back onside yet, but it's nodded down, and Raskan will pick up. Raskan in the middle of the park, out to the left hand side. He was the one who dragged Rangers by the scruff of the neck at Falkirk, and he do likewise here. It's Gassama out on the left hand side, trying to get the back better of Sparrow here, turns back inside into Slattery, who knocks it out for a throw into Rangers down at the corner flag. Rangers got just over a minute of the opening 45 to find a goal before half time to bring them back into the contest. A throw in here on the left hand side for Magoma to take, looking for options here, looks for Chermiti. Chermiti does get the flick on, but it's straight to a Motherwell player once more, and Farringer just contents himself with knocking it over the halfway line. Rangers short of ideas as to how to break this Motherwell side down. Fernandes with his arms wide saying, well, who wants it? What are you doing to make yourself available to get it? No answers, as Giga rolls it into Raskan inside the centre circle, inside his own half. But in the final minute of the opening 45, Motherwell leading by 2-0. Farringer in long below with the goals. Square to Fernandes here. Left hand side is Magoma. Can Rangers somehow find a goal before the interval? It's not looked likely, you have to say, apart from 3 dead ball situations which they've made virtually nothing of. They've offered very little in an attacking sense, and they're back in the halfway line again. It's Raskan firing it forward onto the chest of Gassama. Was he nudged there? No, says the referee. Play continues. Raskan plays it forward once more. A minute added on as Gassama heads it into Chermiti. Chermiti forward for Chikwani. Then Chermiti takes over again, trying to bustle his way through. Can't do so though, and Watt gets out to the left-hand side for O'Donnell. O'Donnell back to Welsh inside his own penalty area. Again, Motherwell look composed at the back. Welsh has it once more. Then O'Donnell forward to Farringer. Farringer foul there as he tried to play it forward. Motherwell get the free kick. Only about 30 seconds left of injury time, and Motherwell going to take a 2-goal advantage in at half-time.
You know what I find really interesting when you're watching from up here, and you can see Jens Berlas who's out there constantly guiding his players, talking to his players, and Danny Rowe has not been out there in the last 10 minutes out of the edge of the side, out to the box, his area, addicted area, and to try and help the players or tell them what to do. Either he's sitting in trying to figure out how they're going to change the second half or whatever he's going to do. But right now, there's a big sign there for me. You know, managers should be out there organising the players, talking to his players before half-time.
Motherwell free kick then, taken by Callum Ward. It's the last act. Listen to that. We got used to that at the start of this season, hearing the boos ring round Ibrox. It was what greeted the players on a fairly regular basis, but that has disappeared in the last few months under Danny Rowe. But it's back big time in this first half, because Motherwell have bossed this game from start to finish of that first period, deservedly going with a 2-goal advantage given to them by Lucas Farringer, first of all, firing in from the left-hand side of the penalty area, beating Jack Butland, I thought, a little bit too easily, perhaps. And then the second goal came as Tom Sparrow fired it from the right-hand side across the face of goal. Longolo on that left-hand side once more from a tighter angle again, firing into the roof of the net to make the half-time scoreline for a bewildered Rangers. Rangers 0, Motherwell 2.
This
is Sports Sound
from BBC Radio Scotland.
It's your shopping.
It's your bill. It's your commute.
It's your safety.
It's your home.
It's your community.
It's your operation.
It's your environment.
It's your future.
If it's important to you, it's important to us. We'll make sure your voice is heard. Scotland, it's your election. This is our BBC.
And this is Sports Sound with me, Richard Gordon. Here we're midway through the game at Ibrox. What a performance by Motherwell. Back to their best, 2-0 up, and worthy of it. Farringer and Longolo with the goals there. Dundee United 3-0 up against Dundee. That's now deep into stoppage time. We've had that one live on BBC Radio Scotland Extra. And on that frequency from 4:30, it'll be Hibernian against Heart of Midlothian live. We will be building up to that once we hand over to second half in the game at Ibrox. So that's on the main Radio Scotland frequency on BBC Sounds or on 92 to 95 FM. We will have full live commentary of the second half of that one, and then, as I say, other frequencies, other options, the build-up to the Edinburgh Derby, and then once the game at Ibrox is finished, is done and dusted, then we'll all be back together again, and we'll take you through until 7 o'clock. So 3-0 United, it's 2-0 Motherwell against Rangers in the SWPL. A couple of matches in the lower part of the top flight after the split, of course. Terribly disappointing season for Aberdeen. They've been beaten 1-0 by by Montrose, who are looking good to finish top of that section now. Georgia Carter with the only goal in that one. Motherwell are in front 1-0 away to Hamilton Women. That's about midway through the second period of that one. Hamilton going to finish bottom of the SWPL. In the English FA Cup half-time, Chelsea 1, Leeds United 0. Enzo Fernandez with the only goal in that one so far. And remember, highlights of all the matches from the weekend in the SPFL, the Premiership. Sports Scene tonight at 7:15 on the BBC Scotland channel. Full-time whistle has just gone at Tannadice. Big win for Dundee United, who have enhanced their hopes of finishing best of the rest, but it means that Dundee still have a relegation struggle ahead of them, I guess. That will be hugely disappointing. Might have got back into it with the goal that was ruled out eventually by VAR, but incredible. 2 goals from Will Ferry, who has now scored 4 in 4 matches, having never previously scored for United. And Ryan Strain with a header for the 3rd goal there. So late in the programme we'll get reaction to that win for United, and of course once it's all done and dusted, we'll be able to assess exactly where we are with just 4 games to go across the top flight. Right now it's 4.5 to go for Rangers and Motherwell, and John Rankin, Motherwell have been, I said, back to their best. I mean, it's as good and as entertaining and brilliant on the eye as I've seen from them all season long.
Richard, I'd go beyond that and say they're beyond their best. But I've actually seen them a couple of times this season, and they've been breathtaking. This afternoon is a different level entirely. They're playing through Rangers as if they're playing through mannequins in a training ground, and that's not disrespectful to Rangers and how they're moving. That's just how good Motherwell have been. They're dropping off the game. They're starting. I better get this right. It's Callum Ward that's in goals rather than Elliot Watt, isn't it? So they're starting from Callum Ward, and as it's building, they're bringing the 2 centre forwards. They're trying to front scheme the Motherwell central midfielder, but Motherwell have 2 sitters today, and they've got 2 10s rather than playing with a 9. So because of that, they've got the 2 wider ones, which is Maswanisi and Longello, who are actually hogging the touchline. But because they're hogging the touchline, the 2 fullbacks can't get involved in the press. But Rangers are so deep on that, the 2 defenders, the 2 centre halves are actually on the halfway line. They're going to need to try and allow one of them to go on and allow the press, because what's happening just now is Raskin and Chukwani can't get near anyone. They've got 4 players in there against the 2 of them, and then what's happening, Miovski drops off it, as well as Jermiti to pick up both the central ones, which is Watt and Fadinger, and because they drop off, the 2 centre backs just stroll out with the ball. It's so difficult for them to get a press on it, and I think that when you look at it, the 4-2-2-2 is what Motherwell would have predicted Rangers to play, and Motherwell came here and played that, and they played it to an absolute tee. Elijah Just and Callum Slattery coming to the ball have been a joy to watch, because they're getting on the ball, they're getting on the half turn. But for me, Elliot Watt has the biggest influence in the game, just dictating the play, dictating the passes, making forward passes. So they 4 in the middle of the pitch have been great on the ball, but the 2 wide men who've hardly touched the ball have had the biggest influence, just to be dictating the starting position of Rangers defence.
It's amazing. I've got to say, when you very early on, I mean, just a minute or 2 in, you told the nation exactly how Motherwell had lined up, and I kind of went, huh? Just what? But you see how effective it's been. It's been absolutely amazing. A brilliant first half for Motherwell, and as Al said in the commentary, got used to it earlier in the season, but wow, boos around Rangers there at half-time. A lot required from Danny Roll and his team if they are to do what they did at Falkirk a fortnight ago. Then, of course, they got a goal back just before half-time. They failed to do so this afternoon, and Motherwell, well, they've just been absolutely outstanding. Look, we'll continue to talk about that, and of course, once we head back to Ibrox for the second half, we'll be building up towards our 3rd commentary of the day, Hibernian against Hearts. We have already brought you commentary from Tannadice, where Dundee United beat Dundee by 3-0. Rory Loy and Mark Reynolds were there alongside Thomas Duncan. We'll get a quick chat with the guys there. Mark, first of all, I've got to say, anytime I looked up, it looked to be an incredibly entertaining game. Were United well worthy of the 3 points?
I think in the end, absolutely. It was a game at the start that was high intensity, a bit frantic, and not really much quality. A few good chances for both teams, but Dundee United in the end well worth the win, and 2 goals in quick succession in the second half just kind of killed it off them, and they managed to enjoy that last 20-25 minutes.
Incredible run that Will Ferry's on. I mean, he's always caught the eye as a player, of course, but up until a few weeks ago he'd never scored. 4 in 4 matches now.
Yeah, I mean, he'll never score an easy goal in his whole career. He was on the ground looking the opposite way, yes, and it hits off his thigh and goes in, and those are ones that you don't argue about much. But the second, the complete opposite, a great ball out to him left, he takes the touch across the edge of the box and absolutely rifles a shot across the goalkeeper in off the far side of the post, and managed to give himself cramp in doing so. So no, 2 great goals, and then a great assist that straight after that he was limping back to the centre circle, and then they get the ball back, and he drives down the line, and he's got the defender not knowing what to do, and floats a lovely ball on the back stick to make it 3-0, and the game gets put out of sight for Dundee.
Yeah, look, it's great for United, and it enhances their opportunities, their chances of finishing in that 7th spot. Rory, from Dundee's point of view, the last thing they wanted, a heavy Tayside derby reversal, and still very much involved in the mix to try to avoid that relegation playoff place.
Yeah, without a doubt, it's a demoralising day for Dundee, because not only did they lose convincingly scoreline, and you'd have to say based on the second half, performance-wise as well, Dundee United thoroughly deserved it. There was nothing between the teams at half-time other than that one goal, which Dundee would maybe feel aggrieved about, given that they had one disallowed. I'm sure Stephen Presley will have something to say about that. But, you know, to lose 3 goals as well puts them on negative 22, only 1 ahead of St Mirren now, and only 3 points ahead of them. A couple of home games coming up for Dundee against St Mirren and Livingston, so right in the mire, Richard.
Yeah, they'll look to bounce back. I mean, they don't have much time anyway, but they'll absolutely have to bounce back if they're to try to wriggle away from that. Guys, thank you so much for providing the commentary alongside Thomas there, Mark Reynolds and Rory Lloyd. Dundee United 3, Dundee 0. Right now it's Rangers 0, Motherwell 2 at half-time. Lucas Fadinger and Emmanuel Longolo with the goals for the visitors. And we heard the reaction of the Rangers fans there, Peter. Danny Rowe is going to have to find something, isn't he, tactically, whether it's in terms of different personnel, but he's certainly tactically going to have to do something different to try to negate this Motherwell team.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't matter who he puts onto the pitch. It's going to be it's going to be the same thing if he doesn't change it tactically. Tactically is the most important thing right now that needs to be changed, because they need to stop basically from when Motherwell has the goal kick. They are tearing Rangers apart with that movement they have. And you know what? You have to give Motherwell so much credit of not only the movement, but the passes as well, and the confidence to do these type of passes, because that's not easy. Let me tell you, playing under this much pressure against good players and sliding balls through tight areas like that, they are doing it, and taking on a turn and checking their shoulders. They're doing everything right. So I think Motherwell has to get a lot of credit for what they're doing. And by the way, right now I can see Mikey Moore's just coming out with a ball, top off, running around the pitch with a ball. So he looks like he's going to come on for the second half start. Don't know who's going to come off yet, but that looks like one of the changes is going to be happening. But Rangers need to change things. They need to change the press, the tactics of what they're doing. I think they need to let one of the two centre-halves go, free them up, let them go into press high up, even if it's all the way up in the other end. Let them go and play man for man, because they need to stop that kind of danger that Motherwell is creating with that overload and the 210s dropping into spaces. And Fadinger has been phenomenal at that down there, the way they're moving and crossing each other and just getting spaces. And now, just to say as well, James Tavernier just run out to the pitch. Diamande running out to the pitch, tops off, look like they're coming on as well. So it looks like it's a 3-man substitution for Rangers right now. So it'll be very interesting to see if any tactically also is going to be changing, not only personnel.
Right, well, the players will be emerging shortly, so this is another point where we offer you a choice of listening. So if you want to carry on listening to that Rangers-Motherwell game, that is just going to be on FM, where it has been. If you're on BBC Sounds, it's on BBC Radio Scotland, and of course you can hear it at the website bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland, on BBC Radio Scotland Extra, on BBC Sounds, on the radio, on 810 medium wave, or indeed at the website. We are going to start the build-up to the game at Easter Road, Hibernian against Heart of Midlothian, and then we'll have full live commentary of that one.
Welcome back to Ibrox. Apologies there, didn't realise I was picking up quite as quickly as that. As Peter said, there is going to be a triple change by the looks of it from Rangers at the interval. The rest of the players yet to come out, but James Tavernier, Mikey Moore and Mohamed Diamande all out and stripped and warming up on the pitch. So it'll be interesting to see exactly who is replaced in the Rangers lineup. You would imagine probably it'll be a straight swap at right back for Tavernier for Sterling. Maybe Gassama off as well, John, would you imagine, if Mikey Moore's coming on?
I think Gassama, when you look at Moore, as soon as Moore came out, I think the three had been sent out to try and lift the crowd, but I wouldn't be surprised if Sterling ends up in the middle of the pitch and Chukwani comes off and Tavernier goes to right back. Was it going to be a change of system? Did they go to a back three? That's the other thing, because you look at how Motherwell played. I don't see Motherwell changing the way they have played. They've been successful in how they've done it. again, Diomande, do they take a striker off? But you need your 2 strikers on the pitch because you need to try and score goals. But if you're not getting the ball forward, then they need to make changes. He has to try and get a reaction. So making the 3 changes are positive. Obviously, Moore will go and get at Motherwell. James Tavernier is a fan's favourite. He's announced through the week he's going to leave, and Diomande can come on and affect the game. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out now.
Yeah, well, we're about to, I think, see the 4th officials board here as to who exactly is going to be replaced, but neither Motherwell nor Rangers back on the field as yet. So Dundee United winning by 3-0 in the end in that Dundee derby, as they look probably favourites, you would have to say, now to finish top of the bottom 6, which is not where they would have wanted to be at the start of the season. Dundee United, after a terrific year last time out, but we'll just have to make the best of it. Dundee, as the guys were saying, very much involved in that conversation about who is going to be in 11th come the end of the season, and then of course the play-off to either remain in the top flight or indeed to go down to the Championship. And Dundee know in recent times what that has been like. Peter, in terms of Diomande coming on, do you imagine that's, I mean, John suggested maybe Chukwani would come off anyway, but because he's not going to take Raskin off, is he?
No, I can't see him taking Raskin off, but like John probably said as well, you need to close that midfield up, and you might go back to a 3, because then you leave one centre-half in the middle and you split the two other guys at the side all the way out to just spread them out wide, so they'll take the 2 wingers, and that creates an extra load of players in the mid, so they have 5 in the midfield to deal with Motherwell's 4 kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see who they're taking off and how they're going to shape it up.
Chukwani's definitely one. Yeah, Miovski's 2.
Yeah, Miovski as well,
yeah. Gassama's still out there.
It looks like back 3, so it's Migoma's come off.
Sterling's gone over to the left. Yeah. Sterling's gone on to the left.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see exactly how they do line up, but absolutely, as you guys have all been talking about, they needed to change something. Well, Danny Rule has acted. So Tavernier on for Migoma, but staying on the right-hand side with Sterling on the opposite side, and Bojan Miovski replaced by Mikey Moore, and indeed Mohamed Diomande on for Tochi Chukwani. No changes for Motherwell, hardly surprising given the way they played in that first period. Certainly Mikey Moore, his introduction has given the fans a lift. Let's see if his performance can do likewise as Rangers get us back underway, and it's rolled back to Jack Butland, who immediately fires it out to the left hand side and out of play. But Rangers, well, they needed to start the game in a positive fashion. They didn't do. They certainly need to start their second half in a positive way.
They've gone man for man here. Diomande's gone up against Watt, Fadinger, and Azagard's went up against Watt, so they're going man for man. They're just going to go and press and try and be athletic with it. It's brave, but they have to do something.
Here's Chermiti trying to carry it forwards, runs into Welsh. Diomande challenges Welsh and does well and pokes it back to Raskan, and already the crowd like that. As Shiga plays it back to Raskan, almost finds its way through to Mikey Moore there, as Motherwell will deal with the danger, and it's now back with Tavernier on the halfway line. The Rangers captain announcing that he will leave the club at the end of his 11th season. Peter, he's been an incredible servant. Yes, he's had his detractors, but ultimately he's surely going to be remembered as a real key figure for the club in terms of what he's given to them.
Yeah, of course. I think he would love to have more trophies to his name, and with being here for 11 years at Rangers Football Club, you'd expect it to be a lot of trophies, but he didn't have that. But he has definitely given the goals, the excitement of what Cup, European Championship finals and stuff like that. He's been phenomenal. You know what he's done, and he has had his critics, but he's came through it, and he's so resilient, and he deserves a lot of credit for what he's done in this.
That's given away. Now it's Chermiti. Has he got a chance here? And I think Wells just about atones for his error there. He gave the ball away in a dangerous area and just manages to get back to Chermiti there before he could pull the trigger and knocks it out for a throw-in. But well, Motherwell, they will want to just play the way they had been doing in that first period and not give Rangers any clear sights of goal. 47 minutes on the clock and it's still 2-0. Rangers have a chance here to get the ball into the box from Tavernier's long throw-in, perhaps. About 15 yards from the corner flag, right hand side. The Rangers captain lining this long one up, and it comes towards the near post. Chermiti trying to make something of it. Welsh still rises above him, comes back to Tavernier. It's a good area just above Rascan, comes out to Diamondi, who helps it back into the box. Still Rangers can't get the shot away. Moore slips, gets it back to Diamondi once more, out to the left hand side now for Sterling. Sterling trying to get the better of Stephen O'Donnell down at the corner flag on the left hand side. Not a bad ball. Ward deals with the cross ball, gets it good distance away. Rangers trying to keep the pressure on here and keep the crowds behind them at the start of this second period. Back out to Tavernier, right hand side, into Asgard, slips it through for Gassama, back to Asgard at the edge of the box, and now Gassama once more, right hand side, stands it up to the back post, onto the top of the crossbar and behind, and it remains Rangers 0, Motherwell 2, but a bit better from Rangers.
There's a bit of intent now, there's a bit of intent, you can feel it from the crowd and the players. Rangers are trying to get after it, they're trying to go and press, they're going being high and they're being really brave, but rather than having 4 players standing at the halfway line, they've now got 2 players in the centre circle. They're ready to go and build, and now they've committed everyone to forward to go and press it at pace. That's the difference now.
McGinn plays it forward looking for Mazwanisi. Fernandez gets there ahead of him, but just dwells on the ball, and Mazwanisi makes the challenge. Fernandez gets it back to Butland, who clears first time, left-footed down that left-hand side. Mikey Moore makes the challenge. Asgard tries to help it on as well, but Motherwell pick up and knock it back to Callum Ward at the edge of his penalty area, and he clips out to this left-hand side. It's O'Donnell. A good first touch. Second one goes down the line to Longdalo. Cross comes Giga just to nod it out of play. Throw into Motherwell midway inside the Rangers half on the Motherwell left. Stephen O'Donnell just trots forward to take this one. Motherwell have the luxury of just taking their time when they feel like it here with a 2-goal advantage. It's gone back the way to Welsh, midway inside his own half. He plays it back to Callum Ward. Chermiti will try and close him down. Pass comes out to Watt, back to Welsh. He plays it forward to Farringer. Little 1-2. Welsh now down the left hand side. O'Donnell under pressure. Is it going out of play? Yes. And it'll be a Rangers throw-in just inside the Motherwell half. Tavernier in a hurry. No clear option for him. He's looking for a bit of movement. Mikey Moore comes across. Now it goes into Diamondi, tries to flick it on, but McGinn's there. Gassama tries to close him down, but McGinn does well. He's had a terrific season, Paul McGinn, in the latter stages of his career, as Tavernier now gets it on to Mikey Moore, trying to free himself of the clutches of Farringer at the edge of the box. Tries to find Chermiti, who's just behind him, and Motherwell clear up to the halfway line, but the intent is certainly there now from Rangers. They've had more of that in the opening 5 minutes of this second half than perhaps they did in the entire first period, as Tavernier goes back the way to Giga, just inside his own half, plays it square to Fernandez. We've played 50. Motherwell lead by 2-0. Both goals coming in the first half, as Moore drops deep into his own half to pick up possession from Fernandez. Now it's back with the centre back into Asgard, just checks his shoulder and then plays it round the corner to Giga. He now rolls it forward to Gassama, lays it off to Diamondi. Better from Rangers into Chermiti. Chermiti could be in here. Chermiti with a big chance. Goal! Rangers are back in it. Lovely move, and Chermiti finishes it off. A double against Falkirk, and now he's on the score sheet once again. 12th goal of the season from Youssef Chermiti, and all of a sudden these fans believe again. It's Rangers 1, Motherwell 2.
It's actually fantastic play from Rangers this time. The build-up play is very, very good. They get a wee bit of luck. I think McGinn, he slips and falls over in the most crucial time, and that means to me is 1 against 1 with Ward, and he slides it in. Fantastic finish around the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper has no chance when it's shot out at the near post, but yeah, unlucky for Motherwell that McGinn slips at the most crucial time as possible, but good play from Rangers, and they're back in the game now.
Yeah, it was certainly better play from Rangers, as we've been saying at the start of the second half. They look like a different side. Let's see what the reaction from Motherwell is like, having had much the better of the first period. 2-1 now though, and still a lot of time remaining. 52 minutes in as Motherwell try and come forward down the right hand side. It's out for a throw-in to Rangers. What's changed about Rangers' approach, John, at the start of the second half?
They don't have wingers playing as wingers now. See, when you look at it now, Asgard's right in the top of Fadinger, Watt in the middle of the pitch. They've got one through the middle, and this guy here, Mikey Moore, what a difference he's made just with the intent to dribble with the ball. Somebody that can go and isolate somebody 1v1, go and get on it. And this guy is also winning challenges and getting on with it. Diomande. So now they've got a tempo to their play.
Here's Moore, and it's Asgar. He's got Tavernier outside of him. Tavernier with an opportunity, slips as he tried to shoot. The ball was just fractionally behind him. He had to delay, and he lost his footing as he tried to get the shot off. And it remains Rangers 1, Motherwell 2. As a Motherwell player down in the middle of the park. He was challenged by Chermiti, and he stayed down. I didn't actually see who it was at the time. And then Diomande went on and won a 50-50 as well. And it just changes the atmosphere altogether. But the Motherwell player is down, clearly still hurt. But the thing I noticed actually is Rangers were building. Chermiti, rather than joining in the attack, he ran back a few yards to have a go at whoever had stayed down before then joining in. Incredible.
I don't understand that. That's a bug for me. I don't understand what he's doing. He's a striker. He's a number 9 for Rangers, and he's more worried about shouting somebody in the face than actually hitting the counter-attack for Rangers, and in a really good goal-scoring opportunity as well that he missed out. It could have been all different had he ran forward the pitch.
Looks like Stephen Welsh might be finished here in terms of this game. He's limping off. He's actually not the Motherwell player in question that I was talking about as being down, but he subsequently has picked up an injury. There's still treatment, I think it's to Lucas Fadinger, John's indicating, but Motherwell look like they're going to be forced into at least one change here, and all of a sudden it's a livelier place once again. Stephen Welsh, didn't actually see what happened to him, but it was obviously something in that attack as Tavernier tried to get the shot off. But that change will certainly have to be made. It's Elliot Watt who's been down on the halfway line, and he's now limping off on the far side. Hopefully for Motherwell he'll be okay to continue, but they're preparing the board to make a change here, I think, for Stephen Welsh's benefit. Although he's still, I'm not sure why he's staying on the park unless it's just to get the sub ready.
So they don't go down to 10 men.
Yeah, absolutely. Jordan McGee is going to come on for him at the back. So that's a loss for Motherwell. He's been a terrific player for them in the 2 loan spells he's had. Just a hiatus as he went back to Celtic in January. But on comes Jordan McGee. Looks like I wonder if Stephen O'Donnell will be stepping in, but no, Jordan McGee's just going into that central area, and Stephen O'Donnell's been waved back to left back, and back on comes Elliot Watt as well. So the one change from Motherwell, Jordan McGee for Stephen Welsh, and after 55 minutes it's Rangers 1, Motherwell 2, but Rangers much more at it in this second period as down goes Asgard. No free kick, but Diomande snapping into challenges. He has also made a difference as Mikey Moore picks up. Was he taken down? No. The Rangers fans wanted a free kick, but there was nothing wrong with it. Back toward it goes. Chermiti chases him down, gets the clearance away, picked up by Raskan, and then breaks for Sparrow. And Rangers will pick up once more through Sterling.
Motherwell have changed their back 3 here, Al. Longello's going to come and play on the left. O'Donnell's going to go and play left centre back, and you've got McGee went on the right centre back. McGinn's going to be the spare one. The flip shapes to try and match up with Rangers or try and stop the flow here. You've got the 2v2 in the middle of the pitch, and they're allowing Just to be the middle one up front. So it looks like a 3-4-3 they've adapted to.
Good shout, John. Interesting tactical tweaks from both managers at the start of this second period as Osgar tries to get the better of Fadinger but loses his footing, and Motherwell pick up through Just, and they'll try and restore the 2-goal advantage, and Mazwanisi picks up, but Moore does the backtracking, and Fernandez steps in, and now it's Moore once more. His manager telling us pre-match that he's just had a bit of an injury over the last couple of weeks that they're trying to manage, but already he's lifted the team and he plays it forward here for Sterling. Sterling into the penalty area. Ward gathers at his near post and that comes to nothing, and Ward gets it moving quickly out to Slattery left-hand side. He's changed the angle and fires it forward to Just. In steps Fernandez. Sparrow though onto the loose ball, back out to the right-hand side for Eli Just. As Motherwell come forward once more. Good challenge by Fernandez to dispossess him. Always looks so nonchalant at the back, but it's a good tackle he made, and then Raskan fires it forward. It's over Chermiti, who then goes down holding his head. Didn't see too much in that. Motherwell pick up, and after 57 minutes it's 2-1 to Motherwell.
I'd say the last 10 minutes have been very hectic, hasn't it? It was like Rangers got a pure lift and they went right. Now Rangers have settled down a wee bit as well. They're sitting trying to figure out how the new shape of Motherwell, what they're now going to do. But Rangers seems like in a much more comfortable position right now, doesn't it, John, than they did earlier.
Sparrow picks up right hand side, coming in away from Sterling, and plays it back the way into the midfield for Farringer, the man who scored the opening goal. Motherwell coming down the right hand side with Mazwanisi. There was talk that Mazwanisi might be a target for Rangers at some point, either in January or indeed in the summer. Motherwell will be desperate to hold on to him, given his input this season. 22 goals, 17 of them in the league. It's been a little bit quieter this afternoon, but he's certainly played an important role as Ward tries to find him down that right hand side, but it's too much on it. Out for a throw in, two Rangers deep in their own territory. 58 minutes in, Rangers 1, Motherwell 2. A fascinating game. I think we knew it would be. We knew there would be goals, and it hasn't let us down, and there could be more to come with still just over half an hour to play. Rangers knock the ball out of play though on the far side. Motherwell take the throw in. It's going to come to McGinn on the halfway line for McGee, and McGee goes back the way to his goalkeeper, who's well out of his box. He just dinks the ball over Gassama out to the left hand side for O'Donnell. O'Donnell just rolls it back once more to Callum Ward at the edge of his penalty area, out to the right hand side this time for McGee. As John said, playing right centre back. He's allowed to come forward up towards the halfway line. Sparrow now at right wing back, a role he's quite comfortable in. McGee once more for McGinn, playing at the heart of that back three. Forward it goes. Just seemed to leave it, and no Motherwell player anticipating that in behind him, and Rangers pick up the Giga almost at the hour mark. Rangers 1, Motherwell 2. You listen to Sportsound on BBC Radio Scotland as Asgar hits it back here in the middle of the park, and now Diamondi wants Sterling to move ahead of him. Out on the left hand side, here he is, now playing at left fullback, back into Diamondi, into the feet of Mikey Moore, comes back the way in, plays it to Asgar. Asgar about 20 yards inside the Motherwell half. To his right hand side is Raskan out to Tavernier on the right flank, thinks about the early cross, long low, closes him down, rolls it back to Giga midway inside the Motherwell half, plays it square to Fernandez. Motherwell trying to just keep compact here and not allow Rangers another sight of goal as Tavernier has it, pokes it out to Gassama on the touchline on the right hand side, back into Tavernier, 25 yards from goal. Good challenge though, snapping in there went Watt, but Giga wins it back from Slattery. Asgar, dummy, Chermiti over the top. Oh, that's a big chance from 14 yards out. Lovely move from Rangers, little dummy, let it come through for Chermiti, and he slashes it over the top, and it remains Rangers 1, Motherwell 2.
Great play, give, go, one touch, quick play. Moore comes right off the left hand side, comes right into the middle of the pitch. Tavernier plays it in, Moore round the corner. Chermiti is involved in it, Asgard, and then there's a run over it from Raskin as well. Just needs to hit the target. It's good, really good play from Rangers, but now Rangers are round about Motherwell's box. It's a completely different game, the second half.
Diamondi trying to snap into the challenge there on Watt. Raskan doing likewise on Slattery. It's out for a Motherwell throw-in. Half an hour left to play. Rangers 1, Motherwell 2. Danny Rule will be pleased that the changes he made at half-time have had a positive effect, but he's still trailed by 1. I was going to ask you just at the start of the second half, before Rangers got that goal, Peter, whether Rangers would take a point from this. I mean, part of me thinks they still probably would, but clearly they will want to get all 3.
Yeah, they need all 3 points, definitely. When you're in title race, you need it. Let's just see what. But when you're 2-0 down at half time, sometimes you need to go looking, okay, let's get back and at least get the 1 point first, and then if you get back to a draw, can they push on to get it? But right now they will snap the hand off the draw.
Motherwell coming forward down the right hand side. It's Mazwanisi picking up on the right. Butler with the save, and Tavernier slides in to make sure Longolo doesn't have a tap in. Well, Butler's looking for a flag, but it didn't come, and to be honest, he parries it in a really dangerous area, and he has his captain to thank there for making the clearance.
Yeah, he's also happy that Longolo is sleeping a little bit. He's not anticipating the touch from Butland. If he actually just goes and follows in like a striker's instinct and go and follow up the chance, it's an easy tap in.
Motherwell though do have the corner kick from the left hand side here, almost restoring their 2-goal advantage there, and looking to do so here. Corner from the left by Slattery, sends it to the back post area. It's won by Chermiti. It'll come to Watt at the edge of the box. Watt, a little step over, trying to find a bit of space here. Oh, it's lovely play from Watt, gets it to Sparrow. Right hand side, good ball in, flicked away by Raskan. Here it comes to Slattery, it's deflected. Raskan again with the clearing header, helped on by Gassama. Rangers trying to get out of their own final third, being waved forward by their manager Danny Rule, who's only lost one league game since taking over as Rangers manager, that away at Tynecastle. In danger of doubling that tally this afternoon as Motherwell get a free kick over on the far side. Sparrow fouled, and it's a decent position. They'll be able to load the box once more. Kevin Clancy just wants it taken further out on that right flank. It was almost on the touchline the foul took place. 63 on the clock. Rangers 1, Motherwell 2. Rangers back into it with Chermiti's finish early in this second period.
Who I've been really impressed with, Callum Watt. The way his distribution with his feet, finding players is free and chipping balls into areas, has been phenomenal today.
Yeah, named in the PFA Team of the Year as Motherwell hit the byline. Ball to the back post now, up goes Chermiti, but he's knocked it into a dangerous area. It's just trying to make something on it. He keeps it alive for O'Donnell, out to the left hand side for Longolo. Longolo at the angle of the box here, swings it on the right foot, not a bad ball. Asgard gets the header clear, good pressure this from Motherwell. Rangers can't get themselves out of the penalty area. Back with Slattery on the right angle of the box, low one in, and Butland gathers that one safely inside his 6-yard box. 64 played, Rangers 1, Motherwell 2, as Rangers immediately come forward here with Tavernier, and now Gassama on the right hand side. Back goes Just with him. Gassama checks back inside, looks like he's losing his footing slightly a couple of times there. Plays it back to Asgar. Asgar sends it back post. Chermiti with a downward header, comfortable save in the end for Callum Ward. Got that one on target, Chermiti, but it looked like a decent and easy enough save for Ward. And again, the ball's immediately released by Motherwell, and it's down the right hand side for Mazwanisi. Mazwanisi keeps it in play, short of support. He's away from Fernandez. Back goes Sterling, and then he's brought to the ground by Mazwanisi. Rangers will get the free kick just outside their own penalty area, but it's non-stop here, one end to the other. Motherwell clearly not content to just kind of sit on their lead. They get the ball moving pretty quickly as Diamondi plays it into the feet of Chermiti. Was he fouled? No, the referee shakes his head. He's furious, the striker. And Motherwell continue in possession on the halfway line here. It's Elliot Watts going back the way. Asgar thinking about making the challenge here, and then it goes back to Ward. Ward back to Watt once more. Again, he just stands on the ball, delays, and then plays it out to the right hand side for Sparrow. 25 minutes left in this game. Rangers trailing by 2-1 as Ward plays it out to Watt once more at the edge of his box. To Ward once more from McGinn. Just playing little triangles here, and they've got round Rangers as McGee plays out to Sparrow, and then McGee once more on the right hand side. Back to Ward on his goal line, just has to lash that one up the park. Up goes Sterling, wins that well into Asgar, who's back to goal on the edge of the centre circle, just rolls it back to Giga. Giga out to Raskan right hand side. What can the Belgian produce here? Infield to Asgar, and now Diamondi for Moore. Moore just moving towards the edge of the area. It's through one challenge. Into the box he goes, left hand side, slides it into a good area. Chermiti on the side, Tavernier goes down. Nothing given. Longolo was behind him, he was caught wrong side of him, but Tavernier couldn't get the shot off. Nothing given. VAR will have a check. Rangers come again. It's Asgard at the right hand side, cuts it back, cut out by Watt, and he gets it clear out of the penalty area. Diamondi's trying to get himself in the way of the ball, and Fernandes picks up. Rangers will come once more as the check goes on in the background. It's Giga. Check's complete. Nothing doing for Tavernier in that penalty claim, as Giga has it, plays it back into the centre circle for Fernandes, closed down by Mazonisi. Straight ball forward for Asgard. Now Chermiti trying to get in on this one. He's taking it to the right hand side, and the angle was always against him, and he might have been better trying to cut that back across goal, you feel, because the angle was always very tight. And it remains, after 67 minutes, Rangers 1, Motherwell 2.
I can't see this game staying at 2-1, can you, John? Honestly, it's back and forward in both ends. It's phenomenal. It's a great atmosphere and great game.
Motherwell have changed back to their original 4-2-2-2. They've managed to settle in the game again, and now they went back to this.
Giga's got to knock that behind, with O'Donnell bursting into the penalty area there, looking to get on the end of the pass forward from Longolo, and Motherwell got another corner.
There's more goals in this game.
Definitely. Yeah, Giga had to get that. See if he doesn't get that, he's on the wrong side of the ball in the end. Then O'Donnell's through. I can't see this staying at 2-1. Definitely not.
Motherwell with the corner kick then from the left hand side, winning or leading by 2-1. Ball's definitely not in the arc here. Callum Slattery being urged by 20,000 Rangers fans round about him to reposition it. Short corner taken. Slattery for Watt. Watt tries to squeeze it through. Raskan read it. He gets a touch on it. Mikey Moore will try and keep it in play deep in his own territory. Just thumps it forwards. Watt seems to come off his arm, but Mikey Moore's picked up. And he'll try and burst forward here. McGinn has a little nibble at him. Still he continues. Gassama looked to go offside, and Moore couldn't play the pass. Now he's released Diamondi on the right hand side. Diamondi into the box. Can he pick a pass? Ward has to make the save. I think that was a cross, but it almost ended up in the back of the net. But for Ward's fingertips, and it's a Rangers corner. It genuinely is like a basketball game this at the moment.
It's fantastic. You know what? Who makes a big difference? Rangers. Mikey Moore is good. He's come on the pitch, getting the ball, and he can turn and run at people, and they can't get near him. They're trying to bring him down. He's opening the game up for Rangers a wee bit now.
Tavernier preparing to take the corner from the left hand side as Rangers look for a levelling goal 69 minutes in. There's Tavernier's delivery towards the back post. Up goes Fernandes to win it. Then Chermiti is in! Rangers are level! It's Youssef Chermiti once again! It's a Rangers goal from a set piece once again. Fernandes won it at the back post. Back across goal it went. Chermiti rose highest into the back of the net. There's a skirmish at the edge of the 6-yard box, but either way, it's Rangers 2, Motherwell 2.
Ball in the back post now. I don't know who it was that headers it back across. He does great to keep it in. And when it goes to the back across goal, Chermiti gets above everyone. Not just for his height, you can see it. There's real power in his legs to get himself above everyone. And headers into the corner. We said a minute ago, when there was a corner to Motherwell, there's going to be another goal shortly. The goal's at the other end. It's chaos here. But what a game.
So there's a couple of bookings in there. Dujon Sterling and Callum Slattery, I think the recipients of the yellows for whatever went on in the aftermath of that goal, as Motherwell prepared to make a couple of changes. Kevin Clancy's just trying to listen into VAR. There is a check ongoing here. I'm not entirely sure what it's for.
Might be the aftermath of what's going on afterwards. I don't know.
I didn't see anything immediately wrong with, or what could have been wrong with the goal, but you never know. So trying to listen into Grant Irvine, just confirming the cautions there, and the referee points to the penalty spot. The goal's given as Motherwell prepares to make a couple of changes here.
Now we need to try and work out what Motherwell's going to do with these changes. It could be anything now. He's been through three formations here, and they've been a great watch this afternoon.
So it's Regan Charles Cook for Mazwanisi, and off goes just as well for Ibrahim Saeed. So it's 2-2. We've played 71.5 minutes here. And, well, Peter, we talked about the change in atmosphere. I think it's fair to say it's changed again.
Definitely. They're absolutely bouncing in here now at Ibrox. And this is now an important time for Motherwell, because they're in tendency with Rangers right now. They're the one with the confidence, the fans behind them, the atmosphere and everything. Motherwell needs to try and quiet that down again. So it's going to be interesting to see how they cope with this situation right now.
Diamondi's been excellent since he's come on, and he's won it again, and now it's Asghar at the edge of the box. Gassama into the penalty area, tries to squeeze it through for Chermiti, can't do so. Motherwell hack it clear, but they're holding on right now, having been so dominant in the first period, but it's turned on its head, and Rangers will look to continue that in the closing 18 minutes. Can they find a goal to win this one, as Raskan's penalised for a challenge on Slattery?
But now, what you said earlier as well, did Rangers take a draw? No, right now, Rangers want to win. You know, they won't settle for a draw. So this is all flipped on its head again.
Would Motherwell take a draw right now?
Yeah, definitely. I would think Motherwell would definitely take a draw right now.
Well, I'm not so sure that Jens Bertolasco would. He is a man who's got great confidence in himself and his team, and they will feel that they can still influence this game in a positive sense in the closing stages. 2 apiece though, fascinating contest. Another will take the free kick. It's Watt forward down the left hand side, one for Slattery to chase, but Butland's favourite, and he just hammers it forward once more. Down the Rangers' right, it's out of play. Motherwell throw in. And, would be a monk to try and predict how this one's going to end up, as Slattery has it left hand side away from Tavernier very easily. The cross comes in, it's over. Regan Charles Cook clutched by Butland, and he sets Mikey Moore off and running once again on the left hand side. Comes in field, still inside his own half, just touches it back for Raskan. 50,970 inside Ibrox this afternoon for this one. They've seen an incredible game, and it's not over yet, as Sterling goes down that left hand side, can't quite get the ball into the penalty area. Sparrow knocks it back to Charles Cook, and out to Sparrow once more on the right hand side. Rangers closing down, but Motherwell get the throw in. Motherwell lost 4 of the last 5, but they didn't begin this game in the manner of a team lacking confidence, bursting into a 2-goal advantage, but they've been pegged back to 2-2. But here they come forward now. Charles Cook won't latch onto that forward ball though, and Giga just nudges it back to Butland and then gets it back once more. Just over quarter of an hour left here. Rangers 2, Motherwell 2. Rangers, you fancy, really need the victory for their title bid. There's a Rangers player down on the far side actually, and is it Sterling? I think Max Aarons is getting called back as a potential replacement for him at left back. Sterling stayed down. He's had a number of injury problems this season. He's slowly getting himself back to his feet now, but Rangers might make the change regardless, just to freshen things up on that left hand side, given that Sterling's missed a lot of football. And so the referee is going to restart play, I think with a drop ball. Drop ball to the feet of Fernandez. 15 to play here. Rangers 2, Motherwell 2. Fernandez has it at the back, plays it out to Sterling. Sterling into the feet of Diamond. He's surrounded by 3 Motherwell players. Down he goes, nothing given as Watt feeds it forward. Slightly slack pass there, Moore's onto it. Moore bursts forward. Moore's done brilliantly down the left hand side. Rangers have got bodies coming forward. Mikey Moore tries to feed it in. It's Asghar over the top. Big chance from 10 yards out. It did bounce up, slightly awkward one to take, but nonetheless, Peter, should he be hitting the target there?
He has to hit the target. He just has to keep the ball down, hit it into the ground. In these situations, when the ball bounces in like that, it does in his, a little bit over his thigh high, maybe like that, just kick it into the ground. Pass it with your inside foot down into the ground, use the wet surface of the grass, and he has to hit the target, but he skies it over.
Aarons is replacing Dujon Sterling here. So straight swap at left back. And it will be a goal kick to Motherwell. This game has had drama throughout, and it's fair to say it's probably not finished quite yet. Is there to be a winning goal as Saeed tries to clip that on? Aarons is there ahead of Charles Cook, who's been dragged back there. The referee says Rangers still got the ball so they can carry on. Giga closed down by Slattery, gets out to Aarons left hand side. Giga now for Raskan. And, right, Hibs have gone a goal up in the Edinburgh derby in the early stages. Martin Boyle must be only 8 minutes in. Here come Motherwell. It's Charles Cook looking to latch on to Saeed's pass, and Rangers get back. Max Aarons makes the challenge, and then he goes down and wins the free kick. But an early opener for Hibs at Easter Road in the Edinburgh derby, which Rangers will look to try and capitalise on by getting a winning goal here and finishing the afternoon top of the table. A long way to go, of course, in that Edinburgh derby. You can listen to that one live on 810 medium wave and Radio Scotland Extra, as well as at the website, or you can catch the remainder of it at the end of this one if you like. It's Diamondi coming in field from the right hand side, finds Moore. Moore can't get away from his marker there, and Motherwell pick up on the left hand side. It's Slattery. Slattery moves in field, fouled by Raskan, and Motherwell get the free kick about 10 yards inside their own half. Stephen O'Donnell just awaiting the Slattery getting to his feet before taking this free kick. 12 minutes left in this one. 2 apiece it stands. Motherwell with 2 goals in the first period. Rangers with 2 from Yusuf Chermiti. Now on 13 for the season, equal with James Tavernier and Majowski on 13. But all of his have come in the Premiership. As Motherwell feed it forward, Fernandez heads it back onto the halfway line. Asgar closed down, but it's out of play for a Rangers throw in left hand side, quickly taken by Aarons. 50,000 Rangers fans almost inside here, desperate for them to find a winning goal and move back above Celtic, and indeed above Hearts, at least until the close of play at Easter Road. Here's Gassama. Gassama tries to come in field. He's almost wriggled through there, but he was deemed to have fouled the Motherwell player in doing so, and so Motherwell get another free kick midway inside their own half. 11 left. Rangers 2, Motherwell 2. As Elliot Watt picks up, then fires it forward down the left hand side. Tavernier rises to prevent it getting through to Longolo. Overcomes Slattery, looking to take a quick throw and plays it into the feet of Longolo. Tavernier puts a boot in and wins it. Raskan, though, has lost it to Slattery, then wins it back. Slattery going down with Raskan in close proximity. Slattery, remember, just back from a ban for going down under little or no contact in the game against St Mirren, and he and Raskan exchanging a few words there. Raskan puts his arm round him. I'm not sure if it's pleasantries that are being exchanged, but the two would be well advised to just get on with it as Rangers come forward down the left hand side. Back with Moore it goes, but 10 yards inside the Motherwell half. Motherwell, everyone behind the ball. Asgard tries to fire it through, looking for Gassama. It comes back to Chermiti instead. He can't fire it through either, but Asgard helps it on. Sparrow making the challenge, Chermiti keeping it alive. Diamondi and Asgard, with the Motherwell players getting around about them, but they keep the ball, and now it's Tavernier right hand side, midway inside the Motherwell half. Now Tavernier picks out Diamondi, the centre of the park. Now it's into the feet of Moore. Moore out to the left hand side, just behind Aarons, who'll have to go and chase that one. Sparrow comes across to close him down. It goes back to Fernandez, who's high up the pitch. Then he swings it in back post. Tavernier nods it down. McGinn knocks it away, and Slattery will try and pick up, but he's lost out to Raskan. Raskan for Gassama on the edge of the box. Good challenge there from Longolo, does just enough to get it away, and Saeed will try and bring it forward. Rangers trying to battle to win it back. Raskan goes in. Chermiti has it now. He lays it back to Fernandez. He goes down. The referee has brought it back for a Rangers free kick for a previous infringement. I mean, It's so difficult to keep up with this.
You definitely got your work cut out for you, didn't you? There's so much going on. All these 50-50s all over the place. Nobody is holding back. Everybody's going for it. It's a fantastic game of football.
The only thing we haven't had, that was a red card. It's the only thing we haven't had, and I wouldn't put it away. I think there's a decent chance. It's been really heated out there, especially latterly. And Slattery and Raskin are still going at it.
They are, yeah.
They've been going on it for ages.
Nipping away at each other. There's a little shove here and there. McGinn's stepping in to tell Slattery to stop getting involved. So Rangers have got a free kick. It's a very central area. It's about 15 yards maybe inside the Motherwell half. The Motherwell players just trying to hold the line just outside the box as Tavernier clips it in, but it's straight towards. He's got the angle wrong there, and he holds up the hand in apology. It was too straight a ball for Raskin to latch onto there, and Motherwell continue here. 8 minutes to play. Rangers 2, Motherwell 2. What a game it's been. As Motherwell again play out from the back here. It's Paul McGinn bringing it forward. On the left hand side is O'Donnell. O'Donnell will go all the way back to his goalkeeper at the edge of the box. A little bit of the tempo has just gone out of the game for a moment. It was difficult for both sets of players really to keep it up. They've been at it. Motherwell certainly in the first half, Rangers in the second, as Sparrow has it right hand side. Now it's Watt putting it forward down the channel. Charles Cook will chase this one. He's there ahead of Fernandez, just to the right of the penalty area. Rolls it back to Sparrow. Sparrow with the ball in. Comes off Tavernier, and it's going to land at the feet of O'Donnell. O'Donnell lays it for Farringer. Farringer goes for goal, and it's just over the top. Just a yard or so too high there from the Austrian. But as much as Rangers have been the dominant side in this second half, you cannot rule out Motherwell getting a goal in the breakaway.
You can't, and especially when the ball. Sparrow delivers the cross into the box here. They're 2 for 2 in the box. Rangers at side and along Longolo in the back post, and sees it comes in. He ducks. Jigga ducks. It catches Tavernier by surprise. Now that could come off his hand or anything. He has to go and deal with that.
Butland has it with 7 minutes left plus added on time. All square here at Ibrox as Asgard inside his own half tries to swivel away from Farringer and just rolls it back to Diamondi instead, and then out to Aaron's left hand side. Aaron's then back to Fernandez midway inside his own half. Played a crucial role in that second goal, heading it back across goal as up goes Chermiti, beaten in the jump though by McGee, and Sparrow picks up right hand side for Motherwell. Chermiti looking to close him down. He rolls it back to Ward inside his own 6 yard box, fires it over to the left hand side. Up goes Tavernier, wins it above Longolo, and now it's Gassama spinning inside. Raskin, was he fouled there? Kevin Clancy says no. McGinn making a clean challenge in the referee's view, but that time he's given a free kick to Motherwell, and now he's going to go back and check on Raskin and McGinn, who both stayed down. Hibs have been reduced to 10 men. The goalkeeper, Raphael Salinger, has been ordered off for handling outside the penalty area, and that has given Hearts, who trailed by a goal to nil, a big boost despite trailing. And well, how is that going to end up now? How is this going to end up in the final 5.5 minutes?
It is wild, to be fair, wild.
You go back to that Asgard chance about almost 10 minutes ago now, and it's as the game goes on at 2 apiece, they might yet look back and really regret that one.
Yeah, it's a huge chance. He has to at least hit the target, put Ward under pressure. But you wouldn't rule it out to be a winning goal here, would you? You know, in the way it's going right now, it's back and forward, and Motherwell's not out, but Rangers can definitely go and score as well. It's an open game.
Which way though?
Yeah, it can go either way here. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's a great bit of football. You know what? I have to go back to say something what John said. You said in the start, John, at the whole thing, you have a athletic football team and a good playing football team in Motherwell, but you look at the goals, the way they played through Rangers, and the 2 goals Rangers have scored was like big, athletic, set plays, all these exactly 2 different types of football teams, like you said early in the game, and that's been the 2 difference in the game.
Yeah, definitely. But then you look at the one that's made the biggest impact for Rangers, and Mikey Moore. He's not big athletic, but he can go and get somebody 1v1.
Definitely. I would say he's athletic though, would you?
Longolo into the penalty area, behind from Giga. Motherwell get the corner as Conor Barron has come on for Tello Asgard for the final 5 minutes plus added on time. Rangers with the defending to do here. They cannot afford to lose a goal here, having done the hard work and getting themselves back on level terms. They don't want to spoil that. Stephen O'Donnell's unmarked. I'm not sure anyone's Conor Barron eventually trying to track him as Slattery sends it into the back post, nodded down there by Fernandez, but back out to Slattery. Now Longolo left hand side, he plays it to Elliot Watt, who'll angle it to the back post again. Tavernier beats Sparrow in the jump. It'll be out for a throw in on the far side to Motherwell. 4 to play plus stoppage time at Ibrox. Rangers 2, Motherwell 2. Non-stop action here. 1-0 Hibs leads at Easter Road, but down to 10 men with Raphael Salinger sent off. Still in the opening exchanges there, just over a quarter of an hour gone as Rangers win it back. It's Tavernier first Chermiti, left hand side, does the check back, and he's giving it straight back to Motherwell. And now it's out to the left hand side, and it's Longolo. As back comes Eagle, Longolo gets the shot away, he's dragged it wide. Well, the referee's saying, I gave you the advantage there. It could well have been a free kick, and Longolo stayed down, but he got the shot off in the end.
That summed up the madness of the game. What just happened there?
Yeah, it has to be a free kick. That's not an advantage at all. Shooting went out of balance. He's been pulled over. His shoulder's fallen over, and this defender's coming across. He's actually in if he doesn't get touched, and then he has to hit the shot because he's fallen, and he doesn't give a free kick. That's not an advantage.
Yeah,
no, I'm wrong, John.
No, you're right. You're right.
Longolo needing a bit of treatment here after that challenge by Giga. Certainly knocked him off balance. You're absolutely right. And yeah, it was a big chance, but Longolo eventually dragged it wide, and will restart with the Rangers goal kick eventually. Jens Bertolasco at the edge of his technical area, just pondering how to see out these last few minutes. I don't think he'll be settling for the point, certainly. Just at the moment, Danny Rule can't afford to really. A point would certainly take them level with Celtic on points, ahead on goal difference, but it's not where they want to be with two difficult looking games coming up, away to Hearts and away to Celtic in the next couple of games for Rangers.
See, the longer they get treatment now, this game's going to go on longer. It's brilliant. The longer this goes on, the better it is for us. It's been such an enjoyable afternoon.
Longolo, 7 minutes.
Shots off. I don't think that's been confirmed yet. I think that's maybe VAR suggesting that's what it will be, as Butland takes the goal kick, headed on by Chermiti on the right hand side. In comes Slattery, does well to pick up possession, moves away from Diamondi, but Diamondi backtracking there and winning possession for his side. Gets it back from Tavernier. Brilliant play from Diamondi, and now it's Raskan. Raskan slides it forward. Chermiti right hand side of the box. Can he get it across goal? It's behind. Could be a chance for Moore. He can't get it away. Mikey Moore, and Tom Sparrow clears. Desperate defending from Motherwell, and somehow the ball wouldn't quite fall for Mikey Moore as Rangers take the throw in over on the far side. Barron swings it into the area, and up goes Callum Ward's a good take as Raskan tried to reach it, and now Motherwell come forward. They're looking for a winner. Danny Rule urging his side back. Forward comes Stephen O'Donnell. He's got Longolo outside of him. It's Longolo in possession, cuts in field on the right foot, goes for goal! Emmanuel Longolo might well have won this for Motherwell. I think it's a deflection on its way through to beat Jack Butland, and incredibly Motherwell are back in front in the final minute of the 90. It's Motherwell in front once more. Rangers 2, Motherwell 3.
Incredible, Al, incredible. Rangers are close to scoring a goal at the opposite side. It's a cutback, gets cut out. It's a slit. Before you know it, Ward catches it, throws it, comes down the left hand side. Stephen O'Donnell, I don't know how Stephen O'Donnell's in that area in the first place, driving 1v1. Rangers are trying to recover. You can see Danny Rule in the technical area, try to get him back in. He gives it to Longolo in overlap. Longolo cuts inside and on his right foot, his unfavoured right foot, hits it straight down the middle of Butland, but there's a Jigger puts his head on it and deflects past him. The place has went silent. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
It's actually incredible. You know what? As soon as Ward cut that ball, O'Donnell was sprinting off that, and there was 2 or 3 coming with him. There were 4v3 against Rangers in the back. They desire from the Motherwell players to go and actually get this winner. It's so impressive. You have to give them so much credit for that. But also, likewise, for Rangers, it's so poor not tracking back. And if you're talking about 90th minute of the game, that they're not following their runners. It's criminal to do that, and Motherwell's punished them.
There's going to be 7 minutes added on once this game restarts, as Motherwell are about to make a couple of changes for injury time. Callum Hendry and Liam Gordon are the players coming on as Tom Sparrow and Callum Slattery make way. What an effort it's been from this Motherwell side. And Rangers, having dragged themselves level from 2-0 down, find themselves behind again, going into stoppage time. It has been the most dramatic of afternoons. Can Rangers once again get themselves back level in injury time? Is Butland firing forward? Tavernier wins the flick on, but Ward will gather that as a Rangers player down in the middle of the park. Off the ball, as Chermiti has taken a blow somewhere, but play rages on. Motherwell come forward once more. It's Callum Hendry onto it on the right hand side, looking to clinch the victory, with the ball in from the right is clutched by Butland. Diamonde picks up, closed down by Hendry. Tavernier just plays it short to Barron. Rangers certainly settle for a point right now, that's for sure, as Aarons plays it short to Barron. Barron into the feet of Chermiti. Chermiti tries to flick it onto Rascan, but it doesn't work, and O'Donnell plays it back to his goalkeeper Callum Ward. 92 on the clock as Ward can only find Aarons, and now it's Mikey Moore. Rangers need a bit of magic from him, but Charles Cook makes the challenge and knocks it out of play over on the far side. Throw in quickly taken. Rangers with real urgency about them now. Their 16-game unbeaten run in the Premiership in severe jeopardy now, as Barron has it out to the left-hand side. It goes for Aarons. Motherwell with everyone back. Aarons on the right foot sends it in. Might come for Chermiti. Oh, what a save! Surely now Rangers, that's still over the bar. Mikey Moore could not turn it in. Rangers players with their head in their hands. They do not know how that has stayed out of the Motherwell net. Ward denying Chermiti, and then Mikey Moore failing to turn it goalwards. Somehow Motherwell scramble it behind the Rangers corner.
It's just a cross into the box. How it finds its way to Chermiti behind everyone's incredible on the floor.
He has to score.
Tavernier's corner into the near post. Gladstone cross goal and behind. There's going to be another corner. It must have been a Motherwell head. It came off there at the near post, and Rangers get a corner now on the right hand side.
Chermiti has to score in the first place, and then Mikey Moore just can't get the ball out of his feet. It's flying under his feet, and then fantastic defender to block in the end.
Corner kick from the right hand side. Tavernier, and it comes. McGinn gets something on it. Diamonde back into the 6-yard box. McGinn again. Rascan's head, there's a player down, and the referee stopped playing, and he's hit by the ball. Kevin Clancy, but he'd already stopped play. There's a player down holding his head in the 6-yard box. I think it might be certainly a Motherwell player, Jordan McGee perhaps, but either way the referee blowing up to stop play, and Rangers on the attack. The fans aren't happy. Kevin Clancy following protocol, but
exactly, he's doing what he has to do. He's lying down, it could be a head injury, he's holding his head. He has to stop the game, and it wasn't right away. He did give like a minute, like a couple of things, 30 seconds or whatever to go before he blew the whistle, so it's a right call.
It's Callum Hendry actually inside the 6-yard box, back doing a bit of defending, who's getting a bit of attention now, but going back to the Chermiti chance, the Ward save initially
you don't take that away, to be fair. Chermiti should score, but it's a fantastic save from Ward as well. Unbelievable how quick he comes out, and it's a good save with his feet.
Yeah, time stands still in the middle of the box. It finds its way through to Chermiti. He's actually the opposite. He's right. He's one-on-one. It's only him in the goalkeeper. And when he goes to slide it, it's just his foot. It's his trailing right leg that he's done the splits with it, that manages to get his toe to it, but it flicks up. I'm not sure if Mikey Moore's on his way to celebrate because he thinks it's in, or a way to grab the ball. It comes back to him at an awkward height and he can't get his foot round it.
Restart is given to Callum Ward, and he'll thump it up the field. An extra 90 seconds have been added on as a result of that stoppage. Already we're getting 7 minutes from the restart, which I think would take us up to 98, so we're probably going to be near 100 by the time the game finishes, as Rangers have it at the back, trailing by 3-2 here at Ibrox, facing just a third defeat of the season in the league to dent their league title challenge, as Gassama is fouled by Longolo, who's got 2 goals here this afternoon. Tavernier takes a free kick, headed away. Hendry picks up, and knocks it down. Diamonde with a handball there, and it'll be a free kick to Motherwell midway inside their own half. The minutes ticking away here from Rangers, who thought they'd salvage something from the game but have fallen behind once more on the cusp of the 90 minutes there. And Motherwell on the verge of a third win at Ibrox in the last 5 visits, and a first win in 6 in the league. As Ward takes the free kick out to the right hand side, straight out of play, and Rangers will get the throw in. Cannot have long to go, maybe 3 minutes remaining now. As Moore touches it back to Aarons, Charles Cook makes the challenge out for another throw in to Rangers. Quickly taken by Aarons for Moore. Moore just fires it forward up to Gassama, who's offside. Rangers can't afford to be having lapses like that right now. And Motherwell will get the free kick, and they will have every right to just take their time over this. Leading by 3 goals to 2 in the closing moments here of injury time. Jens Bertolascu on the verge of another hugely impressive victory in what has been a superb season for him in Motherwell. Fired forward by Ward. Nodded down, but Butland will gather. Butland waving everyone forward. Callum Hensey trying to prevent him sending it clear. Motherwell win the first ball there. Barron makes the challenge, but he's fouled. Charles Cook there on the halfway line. Disgruntlement again around Ibrox from the fans, as many of whom are already heading for the exits. The Rangers trailing by 3 goals to 2. Is this the day that the wheels came off their title challenge? They'll still be a point behind Celtic, a point below Hearts as things stand, albeit Hearts also trailing. Liam Gordon takes the free kick down the right hand side. We're surely into the final minute or so now. As Rangers get the throw in, Conor Barron just launches it high in the air. Callum Hensey will bring it down. Diamonde first to it though. Now it's Aarons. Aarons forward for Chermiti, lays it into the path of Moore. Moore away from one challenge. Down the left hand side he goes, cutting infield. Still Mikey Moore. Motherwell trying to bring him to the ground and managed to do so in the end. Jordan McGee and Mikey Moore, scintillating stuff down the left hand side, but you just knew Motherwell eventually were going to bring him down. Rangers have got the free kick just to the left angle of the penalty area. It's a big chance this, but they've got to make it count. Up comes Jack Butland.
But Motherwell have to bring him down earlier. This is a dangerous area now. They've actually made it, given them a free kick and an opportunity to score. If they want to bring him down, you have to do it up near the halfway line.
Tavernier then from the left hand side. Butland's at the back post here. Rangers need to strike here in the 100th minute. It's Tavernier from the left hand side. Delivery's not great. Hendry up high in the air. Callum Ward will try and gather it as he kept that in. He hasn't quite got hold of it. Tavernier picks up again left hand side. He needs to get this into the box, and it comes. Ward's back in his area and he can't quite gather it. It's Giga who's fired it in, but the referee is given a free kick the way of Motherwell. Not entirely sure what for there, but either way he's decided there's an infringement in there, and we are almost at full time, and Motherwell are going to see this out by 3 goals to 2. It's been phenomenal. Callum Ward preparing to take this goal kick, and that'll be just about that. As the Motherwell keeper sends it long. It's full time at Ibrox, and it's the Motherwell fans over on the far side who have cause to celebrate a phenomenal victory. The Rangers fans fall, the Rangers players fall to the ground at full time. They cannot quite believe that, having got themselves back from 2 goals down, that they have fallen to defeat. But Motherwell found the energy, found the goal in the 90th minute. Emmanuel Longelow's deflected effort off the head of Nasser Giga past Jack Butland to give them the victory in the end, having gone 2 goals up in the first half through Farringer initially and then Longelow himself at half time. That was the scoreline. Rangers came out the blocks second half, and a Yusuf Chermiti double had them back on level terms. They should have been in front as Asgar was denied a really good opportunity from close range. And then Longolo struck once more on 90 minutes. Deflected in by Giga. Chermiti with a big chance beyond that to at least snatch a point, but Callum Ward denied him, and Mikey Moore couldn't turn in the rebound, and so it finishes with Motherwell the victors. And John Rankin, I mean, ultimately it's difficult to say who deserved the points, but you cannot say that Motherwell are not worthy winners in the end.
I was just lying down there, just trying to gather a breath. Wow. Listen, the first half performance was incredible from Motherwell. How slick they were, how fluent they were, how they get through Rangers. They had a real flow about them. The second half, they came out for the first 10-15 minutes, they were really under pressure. They flipped the system, they went to a 3 just to get a hold of it again. Really good management, in-game management from Jens. They back 5, midfield 3-2 up, and then once it settles down, he goes back to do what they do. They go 4-2-2-2, and they grow back into it. They've weathered the storm. Rangers get back into it, get the equaliser, but Motherwell continue to play, continue to probe, continue to have energy. And when the ball comes into the box, Callum Ward comes, throws, and they've got the energy to go forward. Motherwell came here to win this afternoon. We spoke about it earlier on, how Jens was so focused. Motherwell, they don't need to win. They did need to win. You can see it, how much it means to the players. They want to be in Europe next year. They want to finish 4th. And they've got a real togetherness, a real drive. But what they've got is they've got a real belief in how they play the game.
Yeah, Peter, I mean, Rangers trooping around the stadium, applauding the few fans who stayed behind. But ultimately that feels like it could be a big blow to their title hopes.
Still a long way to go in my eyes, and that, you know, there's a lot of things. There's going to be a lot more up and downs in this last couple of games that's left or whatever. It's going to be twists and turns, but this is a big blow, because this is a game that expected to go out and win at home, and also against the Motherwell team who's not won in the last 5. But we know, and we talked about it, me and John said it before we started the game, that if Motherwell turns up on this pitch, you know, they can cause damage, and so they did. They were absolutely phenomenal, and they deserved the win today. You cannot walk away from this stadium thinking, okay, that was a half, we should have had something for the game. Motherwell were fantastic today. Even when they went against them and they went back to 2-2, they stood up, they were counting for it, they worked solid, and even the goal they got to 3-2. The desire to break forward and create an overload to get the goal to win it for 3-2, that was phenomenal. So they were the better team on the day. Hats off to them. They were absolutely phenomenal. But this is hard for Rangers to take that right now.
Yeah, it's been quite the afternoon here at Ibrox as Danny Rule troops down the tunnel ahead of his players, and Motherwell having gone across to take the plaudits from their fans over on the far side, who are absolutely jubilant, and rightly so, having seen their side come to Ibrox and not be remotely fazed by the challenge of playing this Rangers side, who have been in such good form, and they have inflicted what could yet be a damaging defeat on Rangers here this afternoon, and they've done their own European hopes no end of good with that 3-2 victory. So an incredible afternoon, and it's not quite over, because there's a small matter now of seeing how the Edinburgh derby pans out.